Archaix is certainly worth looking into.
I'm most impressed that Jason is not going to tell you something, he's going to show you.
Archaix shows us if you record enough facts, the answers just stare you in the face.
A man who knows the facts is unafraid to joust with contrary opinions. That's Jason.
I can't have that dude on my show. You know how many guys I've had on here who are running from that dude? Be a mess.
Jason says being wrong gets us closer to being right.
You got to break free or die trying, guys.
Archaix showed me how to see if there was a tater in them onions.
Listen, Archaix isn't one guy against the Matrix that's dumb. No, it's a family of souls waking up.
If I've learned anything since finding Archaix, if something is true somewhere, it's probably true everywhere.
Jason said if it's true, we can see it from multiple different vantage points.
So I broke pattern and went up there and slapped that guy. Total pattern break.
If you get stumped, you got to break pattern.
Jason says you don't need to know how to read, you need to know how to think. I think that's where I went wrong.
Jason figured it out. People are smart and they can decide for themselves if something is true or not.
No, I don't have anything to hide. I just don't want Jason anywhere near my accounting files.
There's a bunch of us who don't listen to Archaix. We signed a different deal. I think it's AIX or something.
I'm still getting used to, bro, I'm still getting used to that damn program. StreamYard.
Doing all right, mate. That was really good. That's funny.
How you doing?
Yeah, I'm fine. Doing fine. Thanks, Jason. Thanks for asking. How's yourself?
Pretty good. I see the Crown has awarded you the Esquire title.
No, I gave myself that. Yeah. Actually, I put your name forward last night for President of America, Jason.
Oh, don't do that.
Oh no, I put myself up for leader of Britain, but like in a new, we got to actually think of a new way outside of democracy, and I just can't think of anything. Maybe that's why they stuck with it.
Oh yeah, they our treacherous Congress just gave Israel and Ukraine another $8.6 billion of money that we don't even have. It's gotten to be a circus. Politics is so stupid. Anybody following it today, man, they're just lost.
Yeah, I agree completely. Television's the worst enemy. Media's the worst enemy people got.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No doubt. No doubt.
So juicy picks tonight. That's awesome. Really excited about
that. What time is it there?
It is 8 p.m. GMT.
Oh, okay. All right.
Still light, yeah.
All right. So we got them stacking up here in the
Yeah.
I got my chat slowed down, but it still gets kind of fast.
Yeah, I don't bother with the slow down thing.
Yeah, I have to, or it'll just go. Nobody will be able to read anything.
Yeah, it just goes mental. I know. Like the world we live in.
Right. So, see, I'm doing Tampa, Florida.
Yeah.
I'm doing Tampa, Florida on the 11th.
11th.
I had a family reunion. I was flying out to Utah for a family reunion. My dad and I were going to go meet a bunch of the family from California. My family is located around Sacramento and the White Mountains, Burleson, Northern California. But we had already bought the tickets and we already planned. Everybody's going to meet in Reno. And I just had a member of the family die, so they kind of canceled the family reunion for now, and that turned it into a funeral. So I'll be missing that. I really don't know that. That's part of the family I really don't know. The guy who passed away. So we'll do the reunion later, but it was right before Tampa. We were literally flying from Reno to Tampa, and we were gonna meet the ground crew in Tampa.
Wow.
JR, Big John, Big Cole, they're all gonna take the van to all the studio equipment in the van and meet us there. But I guess we're gonna have to change plans now that happened. But I want to see if I can't get you to our Virginia Beach. A month after that, we're going to Virginia Beach.
Yeah. Not Virginia Beach, LA, the North Carolina one, is it?
That's the same one because we're just going to drive. We're going to take the van from Virginia Beach to North Carolina and do another meetup at the Creamies in North Carolina. we've already talked to them, and they're pretty excited about that. They've been here on my channel before, but that's where I met Freeman Fly. And
Really?
yeah, I'll send him an email, see if he wants to join us there.
Ah, Freeman Fly, eh? Yeah, I've seen it. It's in the woods, isn't it? It looks really nice.
Yeah, it's in the mountains. It's in the mountains in the woods. It's outside of Asheville.
Right. Sounds lovely.
So June 1st, my Archaix Academy launches. A few of you, quite a few of you have already taken the opportunity to save that $248. Those of you who are not trying to go for a master's, don't even worry about it. Just wait for June 1st, and you can start downloading your courses. Those who are trying to go for the masters but only want to pay for the bachelor's, that's fine. You'll have that opportunity all the way up till the 1st. Because on the 1st, when the academy is activated online, it will be on archaix.com. It's already being built on the side now. The links and hyperlinks have not been attached because we're waiting for June 1st. And the academy, guys, is absolutely designed. It's absolutely designed for you to have your data at your fingertips, and you're going to know who's bullshitting you. You're going to know who's got material to back up what they say, and you're basically going to have the information that you need at your fingertips for any naysayers. Anybody who wants to disbelieve anything that Archaix promotes, it's going to be at your fingertips. All the PDF downloads, all the charts, all the source materials, everything is going to be there. So that's Archaix Academy, June 1st. And the only other announcement I have, hey, I got to get one of these to you, brother. But about 20 years ago, I wrote this book on giants.
Yeah, man, I know about it. I've seen it. Yeah,
it may not look like a real big book, but I just got 150 more copies yesterday. But just this one book right here, my bibliography is over 520 bibliographic citations from 205 different ancient texts just to put this together. And this is just it's exactly what it says it is. An in-depth study of the Nephilim. This is
did you find that the giants had overwhelmingly red hair? The ones found primarily in North America.
Okay, yeah, I'm glad you quantified that, because I would have answered no. But you said North America, so I'm going to say yes. When it comes to North America, yeah, redheaded giants were the norm, all the way from Cahokia, Mound Builder civilization. I think we got some pictures to look at.
Well, I've seen an Indian lady online, and she was saying she had a name for them, actually, the Shashe or something.
Not only were they redheaded, but some of them, like found in the Sedona region, in the caves, and found in New Mexico and Arizona, they also had 6 fingers on their hands and 6 toes on their feet, and they were masterwork textiles, rugs and basket weaving. That is I guess you would be better if you had an extra digit on your fingers.
Gotcha.
On your hand, but yeah, it's crazy. So that's all mine. Oh, my other announcement is that I'm in contact with Jacob Israel. He's been on my list for a long time, but I just talked to him on Twitter earlier, and Jacob Israel and we're going to be doing a chat. I don't know what we're going to talk about, but I like his sense of humor. We'll see. We got a lot in common. 6x9, Jason Brashears. What happened in the year 532 in Iceland? Listen, all the European records were filtered through Rome from independent Byzantine chronologists and historians that were living during the Justinian darkness plague. I have a video that shows you they expanded all the things that happened in 522 AD when both the Phoenix and the Nemesis X object visited the same year and started the Dark Ages. They literally expanded all those earthquakes and weird events and plagues and riots and civilization collapses in that 25-year period from 522 all the way to the 540s. They expanded that to fill up the 25-year darkness that also happened. Those events almost all happened in 522 in a single year. But 1,000 years later, when the Roman Church was rewriting all these early chronographical materials, they literally spread all that out. So when you ask me about the year 526 and the comet that hit Britain, when you ask me about 531 and the plague that wiped out a whole bunch of Europe, when you ask me about 532 and what happened in Iceland in 532, I'm going to answer that with that entire period happened in the year 522. Huge major Phoenix year. But anyway, I just saw that somebody, I shouldn't be reading the comments because we're supposed to be looking at pictures. But caught
Giants
me.
with double rows of teeth too. Yeah, I heard that.
Yeah, that's called hyperdontia. It's double dentition. It's actually a pretty common condition. About one, I mean, it's not real common, but there's about one in every 50,000 people have that condition, even today. Let's see. All right, let's get to it. Let me get these videos off my studio. Hey, I'm slowly becoming an expert here, guys. So we're going to show you a bunch of pictures that are straight out of the books right behind me out of the Archaix Library. I've isolated about 350 pictures to show out of 25,000. I know it's just a small piece, but hey, we got a whole bunch of these videos we can do just like this. And I know Martin spent years going over all the visual data from a whole lot of sources, and I'm pretty sure that he's already familiar with a lot of these places. These are just different photographs from different time periods, and I've already seen some pretty anomalous things, such as ancient cathedrals that are supposed to be super old that are missing towers, and then in the next picture the towers are there. So it's kind of anomalous stuff. I'm seeing electrical cables, stuff like that, but I know you're going to be able to see more. So
yeah, they got the same story for the cathedral here in Cardiff, Llandaff Cathedral. There
really?
was a tower built by Caspar, who was the nephew of Henry VIII, and it got blown down apparently in a storm in the mid-1700s. I hear this a lot.
Wow.
Written like of these events. Apparently, there was some seismic activities constantly in Britain in the past. Took down Glastonbury Tor, the church on the top, in 1400s. It's like, well, we don't actually have many now.
Yeah,
so,
if it wouldn't have taken that church down, we would have never found those giant skeletons inside the Tor that the church later said was King Arthur and Guinevere. Remember?
Indeed.
Nobody knows who those were. But it was
the last time I was up there, a guy from Glastonbury said, I knows all the tunnels inside here, Matt. If you got the time later, do you want to go down and have a look? Like literally the whole thing's like a pyramid. It's all honeycombed. You can come out. He showed me there's a farmhouse down there. Did you go in and you come out just down by that farmhouse? And it's like a mile away because it's really high when you're up there. But it
that's
feels
amazing.
Yeah.
That's
so I might do that one day.
That's amazing, man. A pat on the back. Inky Stones, you did a good job, man. I encourage you to continue research like that. From my last video, somebody found some amazing cross calendrical parallels using pi and phi. He might have even used 5.08 curvature. I don't know. Pi times phi is basically the circle times the curve. It's the magic number, and you did a real good job. I encourage you to find a whole bunch more, and if we can put an impressive list together of those that were not mentioned in the video, I will bring you on my channel, and you can share all the further ones you found, and we'll look at the charts to confirm those findings. But you found some really good ones the other day. I was impressed. All right. Let's get to the pictures, man. Let's do it.
Cool.
And hopefully, I will manifest. I'm just going to think about it. Hopefully, I will manifest a cup of coffee here in the next couple of minutes.
Let's see what we can discover together. Let's see if we can find something.
Yeah, man. All right. So we're going to present. I think it's just going to automatically shove you and I to the left.
It should do, yeah.
When I share my screen. Yeah, I think that's all it's going to do.
Yep.
Yeah, that's good. Good.
Okay.
So, I can't see because I'm sharing my screen, but you can see
Yeah,
both.
I know exactly where that water feature is. That's in Istanbul.
This is Istanbul. Yeah, this is back. This is from the days way back when this was Christian Greek, and it was called Constantinople.
Indeed. Yeah, the Hagia Sophia was Christian at some stage, and
Yeah,
you
man.
see a lot of Christian churches on the skyline as well as mosques. But yeah, I've looked into that. It's really unusual.
Yeah, this is Istanbul. I just found it really interesting how deep in the ground this portal was.
Sure, that's why I looked at it when I seen it.
So this, you and I did a video in the past. This is a artistic illustration. I want to say that this is the Franco-Prussian War. This is 1876, I believe.
I think it concluded by then.
Was it? Yeah, but this is a European war here. Oh, yeah, this is definitely not the Civil War in the United States. These guys aren't wearing the right attire. Yeah, I don't know.
No, they're French.
Yeah, this is French here. Definitely looks French right there.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, the Franco-Prussian War, like the center of Paris, was completely demolished in 1871.
I don't know why I put this picture in here. It may be just the detail.
Well, you just never know what you're going to discover. You know, this is how I do my information, is in imagery. It's the only way I can convey.
Well, I wanted to make the point, and we're going to make that point here because you and I did a video on the Civil War. And here's what's fascinating. I have a tremendous amount of books from the 1800s. And those books show me actual photographs from the 1840s, 1850s, 1860s, 1870s. And yet, all these books, man, I've got encyclopedias all from the 1800s, and none of them show me any photographs of anything in the Civil War. Everything is pen and ink illustration.
Sketches. I know I got a couple myself in sketches, and the pictures that we got are just repeated. They're repeating the same old Gettysburg against the wall. And Tatum laying in a field, same old.
Look how detailed this art is, man. This is Franco-Prussian too.
Oh no, this is the birth of Germany. After this war, that is the how Germany became. Before then, it was Prussia, Saxony, etc. And then they unified because of that war. And this is what the Prussians look like. With the
amazing
helmets.
I fall in love with the detail I see in these old illustrations and woodcuts and all.
Do you know what I find though, Jason? It was weird because when you look at the illustrations, right, they look mind-blowing, they're beautiful. But if you see them now in the real day, and I'll give you an example, Campbell, autodidactic, was in Venice earlier. If I look at illustrations of Venice, they look really sumptuous and beautiful. But when he's walking around there, the place didn't look nothing at all.
Yeah.
It's really weird.
I'm going to show you some pictures of what cities used to look like, and they don't look anything like today, dude.
Yeah, that's before telegraph there.
Yeah.
I think they put earthquake proofing into some of their technology, you think like of all of the, the buildings that are still ancient around in Europe, especially in the Middle East, that's supposed to be so seismic active, especially Turkey.
Right.
Yeah.
See, a lot of these places don't exist anymore. I don't know which ones that do, but here's like an illustration of, if you look at the bottom in the middle, you have this huge aqueduct work.
I would say that was France, possibly. And
there's no water here.
No.
So is this aqueduct is it a previous epic of construction that they just went ahead and started using as a wall or a bridge?
Yeah. They do that. They do that for sure.
I've got several pictures of aqueducts in the driest areas you could possibly imagine.
Right.
Again,
I've seen one in Mexico that goes right across the desert in Mexico.
So this came out of a book I have on ancient China, and it says this is Peking, the Tartar city. You see where it says Tartar on the bottom?
Yeah.
Peking, the Tartar city in China. It's pretty damn big city.
Strange how it went from Peking to Beijing. They didn't exactly announce anything. Same for Myanmar, whatever it's called. There used to be Bangladesh, and it used to be Raccoon.
Oh yeah, you're talking about Myanmar.
Yeah, it's just, when did they change all of this? It just happened overnight. It's like, yeah, what, Bangladesh, you mean? It's like, where's
So
that
look
right?
at this. In this illustration, we literally have a Westerner who drew an accurate depiction of what really went down. The Chinese are using bows and arrows and spears and shields. Look at the Europeans. They came in here with rifles and bayonets.
I thought it was supposed to be the other way around. The Chinese had all the advanced stuff, and it came up, down the Silk Road.
Well, I mean, if we go by the chronology of the historical record, the Chinese were using gunpowder 1,000 years ago. The problem is the Chinese have always had a genius way of implosion. Every time genius appears in China, the Chinese culture stamps it out.
Yeah. Cultural revolution.
Yeah. The worst enemy the Chinese have ever had was themselves.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Is this the Great Wall?
No, this is Peking. Yeah. One of the gates of Peking given to the Allies. Look at the size of that.
It's mental, isn't it? Why would it be so big when people are so little?
Well, I've seen the photographs from the 1930s and 40s of the Mongolian giants that were still alive.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
Yeah, you remember it was the Mongol dynasty that ruled China for like 400 years. There were some of them dudes were huge.
Well, it was still Chinese territory quite late on, at least till the mid 18th century, according to my Leadvanta atlases.
I think this is only interesting to me because this is just this is just a window into what Tokyo looked like in the 1850s.
What?
That's Tokyo.
Wow. Well, it won't look like that in 1945.
Hell no.
Wow. That's mental.
These are either Dravidians of India or Bushmen of Australia. I'm going to have to say Dravidians looking at the plant life in the back.
I
don't know. It's just another example of really high quality illustrations from the 1800s.
Yeah, the one on the far right, he's got the profile of an Aboriginal gentleman.
Yeah, but the Dravidians and Aboriginals really come from the same stock. Contrary to popular belief, I know they got black skin and all that, but they are an anomaly because they're considered dark Caucasoid. They are a branch of the Caucasian race.
Yeah, I've seen Aboriginals marked on old European maps, in the subcontinent, not just in Australia. I'm like, Aboriginals? What?
So here's the Melbourne Public Library, at least an illustration of it.
Oh, looks like Buckingham Palace.
Let's see, this is the Public Library in Australia.
Yeah.
National Gallery and Museum.
Craziness. That's the worst narrative of all because they got there so late, apparently, like the late 1700s. They haven't even started building anything to
I got some more Australian pictures. I got some actual photographs.
I've seen that. Yeah. That's Melbourne as well, isn't it?
Yeah, this is Melbourne.
Yeah.
It's just crazy, man. Look how high some of those towers are in the back.
Yeah. It's quite an established tree in the green there as well.
Yeah, this is a 1880s, I believe.
But it's replicating architecture, this temple frontage. Everywhere in the world's got this.
Right. Well, you can see the electric pole right here on the side. You see it? Right there on the far right.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I can blow it up a little bit. There's the electric pole.
Yeah, I can see. Yeah. It look like electric lighting too, not gas. So that's the Pan Pacific Exposition, is it?
Yes, it is. I've got several pictures of expositions all over Europe and even Mexico and South America.
What do you make of it then, Jason? They would build all of this just for X amount of people to pass through a year or two and then take it all down again. Do you find that unusual?
Yeah, the whole narrative stinks, dude. I mean, this isn't my forte. I haven't really even looked into it a lot. I did read about half of Howdy Mikowski's book on it.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, it is weird, but a lot of these buildings are still standing today.
It's just hard.
it's hard for me to believe that they tore them all down. I mean, it's crazy.
Well, most of them succumbed to fire, as we know. The Chicago World's Fair, the Fun Fair, it all came to flame.
Yeah, I got some really good pictures here on Chicago. You're going to see Chicago, some badass pictures.
Yeah, Chicago's crazy. The narrative, they say that they jacked up the buildings, a lot of them, and they moved them.
Yeah.
They got actually some engravings of this happening. It just makes no sense.
So here's an illustration from the 1890s of what this is the Royal Palace of Honolulu, Hawaii.
Right. My God.
But look at the street level. It's the same thing. It's the same thing you and I saw in Galveston with these windows half buried in the ground.
Mm-hmm. Which is everywhere in the world, apparently. I've actually, in Cardiff, where I live here, the layers go like 2 levels down. Honestly, below street level. Years ago, when I was working on demolition, I got to go under this department store called Alda's, and there was literally a street under the street, cobbled with street fronts. Nobody had even seen it or touched it in like maybe 100 years or something. I was like, what the hell is this doing down here? Blew my mind. That's still down there now, but they covered it all over. They never said nothing about it. They just demolished the building and then built on top of it and did nothing about it. But I know it. I've seen it. And another guy was with me too. He was mind blown.
Well, this I don't know where this edifice is right here. But again, we got these electric cable poles.
Yeah, I don't know about them. We see their mask things they got there all over Europe, and they're not advertising things. They've never got any signs on them or anything. Oh, that is is that the Sydney Bridge or Glasgow?
Cantilever.
Yeah.
Hold on. Cantilever Bridge over the Firth.
Oh, the Forth River. Yeah, that's up in by Edinburgh. Yeah, that's the first and the biggest of its type. Absolutely massive, apparently.
It's huge. Look at it, man.
Yeah.
Each one of these pylons is the size of a building.
Yeah, it is massive, and it's a big span of water to cross as well. Forth of Firth. Yeah, that's amazing. You can see photographs of that online being built, though. I've looked into that bridge, the Forth Bridge. It's crazy big.
This is an exposition right here.
Right, so if it was built just temporary, how come it's all covered in sort of soot and stuff, like pollution, I think?
Yeah, it is dark. You're right.
Yeah, it looks sooted. I know it's black and white photography, but in the buildings you can see there's a discoloration, isn't it? But they have these massive buildings. The infrastructure just doesn't support it. You've got the big wide roads, like they know cars are going to come. But, in some cases, it's just nothing going on in the streets. It's just...
Well, they destroyed this building in World War II. This is the German Reichstag.
Oh, right. Yeah. Well, you blame the communists. The communists got the blame for that. There was a public court case where there was a judge screaming at them.
A whole bunch of the old world structures from World War II were bombed by the Allies.
Yeah, no doubt about it. What happened in Dresden? I'd be looking into that as well recently.
Yeah, I mean, look, we don't even make buildings like this anymore. It's amazing.
Yeah, it's impossible to replicate in the modern day. They just haven't got divine principles, and the thinking that's gone into them is just incredible.
So in this picture, the level of technology is horse and buggy, and the beginning of trolleys, but there's no automobiles. To me, I think I'm looking at the front of the New York Public Library over here on the right.
Yeah, it looks familiar. This image looks familiar.
I believe this is the New York Public Library right here. I got more pictures of it, but I have to look. But I think that's the New York Public Library right there.
I was trying to see what it says on that signpost up there. Can't make it up though.
Avery or Avery?
Avery, yeah, something like that.
I don't know. QUVEA autos. I don't know.
Yeah, it looks like that. Something like that.
It's hard. It's hard to see. Looking at all this detail. I mean, even the buildings, they don't look good. They're not clear in this picture, but just all the angles and the overhangs and all the ledges, the end cut windows. This is amazing architecture.
Yeah, but it goes from you know, this Middle Ages Tudor style of building, which is tiered buildings, and then it just takes a quantum leap in like literally less than a century to these beautiful, according to their time scale, masterpieces.
Yeah, these are masterpiece of bronze statues and stone statues. But look, little things like this are what draw my attention. If you look at the bottom right side, you see that even the public benches were masterwork iron.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Yeah. Just beautiful works of art. I know they were brilliant with the wrought iron. I always think these things, because the bottom bit, the plinth, has got like this, you know, space for like a room, that there's always something more going on. I always read same in Trafalgar Square. I'm like, I'm sure there's something in there.
Yeah, I can agree. I can agree with that.
Just,
you know, this is like Ecuador. This is Mayan. Just huge. I don't know what their fascination with cylinders were. Like the stone of the fifth sun is also a cylinder. They did a lot of cylinders where information was all around the edges. And I got some more to show you with actual translations that are pretty interesting. But look at this stonework. It hollows out. I mean, it's all 3D.
Laser cut.
Yeah, man, it's like it's 3D printed stone.
3D printed. Yeah, look at the detail in that, and it looks hot. It looks technological to me, especially the thing on its head.
It has the same level of detail you find at Angkor Wat, and then you find throughout all the temples of India.
Yeah. Angkor Wat is late though, isn't it? 1600s apparently. Angkor Wat.
I don't believe the official narrative. They say the same thing about Easter Island. They say Easter Island's new too, and that's bullshit. So Angkor Wat, the ruins that we've become familiar with are reconstructed from a civilization that was about 1,000 years ago. But that civilization was built on megalithic slabs from a substructure. There's an Angkor Wat that was below that.
Why did, you know, this megalithic era, that it'll just go with like the way they tell you in official terms, right? Apparently, humanity just took it upon themselves, especially in Britain and Europe, to just put these massive megalithic stones, sometimes in the middle of a field, sometimes like that, exactly like that. Yeah, we got them here. We got 2 stone circles in the city I live in. It's just, why? What was their purpose? Just these random stone things. I think they was marking electromagnetic nodal points myself, like a keystone that hands the energy.
Yeah. You're talking about the megaliths like at Karnak in Brittany.
Karnak is a brilliant example. Yeah. But that is just aligning, you know, with gravitational lines. They've said, haven't they? It's just in complete straight lines for like, I don't know, 60 miles or something. Yeah, that's incredible. But Andrew Collins would have it. It's all celestial lineups. Everything is to him.
Yeah, well, if that's the case, they got their work cut out for them because the sky has changed.
Yeah.
Let's see. Hey, this guy thinks he's styling.
Yeah, man. Is that electric or steam?
I don't see a steam apparatus on there.
No, it's electric. They were all electric before they went to petrol.
Yeah,
this is
electric. Yeah,
Edison had a car that could go 1,000 miles on one charge.
Isn't that something?
They can't even do that now.
Okay, this is Martinique in 1902 after the volcano blew up. It incinerated about 40 to 60,000 people in seconds. That's a real body right there on the left.
Wow. Yeah, that was apocalyptic, that Martinique event, wasn't it? Jesus.
Yeah, it was apocalyptic. It was for a whole bunch of islands, but the main populated island was just only one survivor.
Really?
There's another body. That's Martinique in 1902.
They look a bit fossilized, like the pyroclastic flow has set them a bit.
Yep.
But they don't look like what you see in Pompeii.
No, it's because they weren't buried alive. They were killed by a searing hot volcanic cloud of gas.
Pyroclastic flow.
Yeah, that's what they were killed with. Pompeii was killed because it got buried under 60 foot of ash and pumice.
Yeah, I can't buy that they've just sit there while all the pumice gathers on their roofs a foot deep and then collapses the buildings. You just wouldn't sit there and wait for it. But they were trapped. Apparently the port was trapped with Herculaneum, whatever. That's definitely not much going on with Athens at that period, is there?
What shocks me though is look how preserved it is for something that was supposed to be
Bronze Age.
2,000 years in the past.
That's supposed to be the Acropolis. That's supposed to be like Mount Olympus, where the gods look down on us and stuff.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, there was marbles on the top of that called the Elgin marbles, but they were stolen by the British, and now they're in a museum in Scotland. The Greeks want them back. They're just like basically cartouches of Greek battles and stuff, you know.
Right.
They won't give them back. It's a weird thing to do.
Yeah, I found this Egyptian statue pretty interesting because this look at the facial profile here.
What would you say? Oriental?
I'm almost saying Asiatic. Yes.
Asia, yeah, because then you know the eyes. Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, I've been giving some thought to Egypt as well, just trying to imagine what their culture was actually like. You know,
look at these dudes. Look at these Bedouins over here. These Egyptian Bedouins just sitting on this ledge over here on the right.
Yeah, is that Abba symbol?
Yeah, that's
I think they take them down and flood that place and build them somewhere else in the 70s, don't they? These ones.
Yeah, I don't know what I believe about that shit.
Yeah, say it's only film, isn't it? It's just narratives. Whoa, look at that.
Have you ever seen this place?
Nah, I
haven't. I have no idea what it is. It's.
If you could get a frame of reference of how big it is, but I get in the feeling it's really big, a really big enclosure.
Well, these are people down here, way at the bottom.
Oh, they're right. Well, then things are like buttresses to hold it up. So whatever it is heavy. And I don't think it's all wood either.
It's not shaped like wood.
The flat roofs would give you the suggestion that it's somewhere in the Middle East because that's where they have the flat roofs on houses.
Yeah.
So.
Well, also remember, you and I went through New Mexico. Whole cities in New Mexico have that style.
True. That is true. They
have that same style.
They do. You wouldn't even know there was a city there, would you? Santa Fe.
No, it's all flat. It's crazy.
Yeah, amazing. Ooh.
Central
Imagine
America.
how many of these are still out there, though, in the jungle and discovered, especially in Brazil. We've seen
the aerial photographs that show aerial archaeology photographs show that underneath the jungle there's a bunch more infrastructure.
Oh, for sure. The LiDAR shows it up, but it's just like the investment to turn it into a Disney theme park.
This pyramid's really interesting. I got a bunch of pictures of this. I show it on YouTube on some of my Phoenix videos. It's a really interesting one to me because archaeologists have always noted how peculiar it was that this pyramid features exactly 138 serpent heads.
Make a lot of that.
It shows a conceptual understanding of a link between the pyramid and the number 138 and the sky dragon.
It's crazy, isn't it? This pyramid's just everywhere, isn't it?
Yep.
Oh my days. Look at that. Seamless.
Yeah, it's crazy how they put those together, man. It's an awesome picture. I mean, we see pictures like this on Twitter, on YouTube all the time, Facebook, but to see a picture that was actually
unedited or and out of a book, it's not going to be fudged. Yeah.
See, I mean, I'm not claiming that my pictures are superior to anybody else. I just have the comfort of knowing that Big John took every picture I'm showing you is a photo of the photos that are in my books. So I know that none of these are AI. All of my books are from the 17 and 1800s, and you ain't got to worry about any of these pictures being fake.
Oh, look at that thing. What's the stuff?
Even the metalwork on the bottom is highly detailed. All that down there.
That's supposed to be a lamp, a street lamp.
It's a street lamp.
Wouldn't it have give much light
on the edge of the building?
Wow.
Made of metal.
Gathers energy to me.
Man, look at that.
That's just
it's
nuts.
A street lamp.
Maybe they got the spikes to stop pigeons landing on it.
Hey, that's pretty interesting. Yeah.
Like they do in the Monte, don't they?
They got some very artistic.
If a pigeon lands on it and it's hot, it might get singed. So they might be like animal friendly. I know that building. I think it is in Antwerp or Brussels.
It's in Europe, but what interests me here is if you look at the very bottom, you can see how big people are. All right.
Yeah.
If you look at the top, you will see that the statues all at the top are lifelike. They are the same size.
Well,
as
I've talked about this, and I wonder why all the buildings are always disproportionate. Like what I mean, all of the juice is on the top bit. Yeah, and they're always all the statues. Like no one can look up and see them. So I suggested in the past it was passed because of the form of technology that they were flying around in, air balloons, and then they would be able to see them. Maybe they had anti-gravity underpants, and everybody was flying around.
There's a lot of poles on the top of these, and there's
Well,
no
that's how theirs got a balustrade, which could easily, couple up a balloon, and they could step off, and then.
Yeah.
But that is a beautiful example. That one, amazing.
Well, even the buildings on the side that are smaller, they're still artistic. They've got a lot of culture here. I mean, these buildings
they go really far back as well because what happened with the landlords? They charge by the frontage, so they made the houses really narrow, but they went really far back. It's the same in Amsterdam. Whoa.
Okay.
This
is
in Europe. Inside there.
This is somewhere in Europe too, and again, we have these public statues that are just so badass.
Yeah, man. And the columns as well to hold them, and everything is so elaborate. It was the same in my city though, Jason. All the lampposts in the old photographs are beautiful, ornate detail. And now they're just aluminium with dots.
This is a gas lamp. Right here in the front's a gas lamp.
Yeah, but it's beautiful, isn't it?
Yeah.
When I was a kid, they were still had them, and we used to tie a rope on them and swing around them when I was a kid. Still had them. Yeah, still had them when I was a kid on the docks. German daggers. Colorado.
German Reichstag dress daggers for 1954. They're still selling Nazi paraphernalia in the United States.
You see them online. There's loads and loads of people, collectors of this stuff. It's worth an absolute fortune. There's even a place in Cardiff that sells it all as well.
You got to be careful because there's a company out of China that replicates all kinds of World War II stuff out of old metals, and they sit there and tarnish it, and they even damage their products to make it look like more legit, and they sell them as real.
Huh.
Yeah,
I got a lot of war stuff from my grandfather, like his backpack from when he come back from the war. I got gas masks and this and that from the war.
Right.
Appreciated. Ooh, all donations appreciated. All right.
This was done in sand. This is beach sand.
What?
Yeah, that's a little dude. There's the wheel to a ship.
I love it when they do that.
In a cannon, all this is done in sand to make that little dude look like he's laying there in a hole.
Yeah.
And then another little guy on the side is sand. This is all sand. It's pretty cool. It's artistic.
It's really cool. He's got one leg as well from probably the First World War, I suspect.
Probably. Yeah, it's crazy.
Ooh, a barrage.
Yeah, here an entire bridge of wicker and bamboo, and the bridge is being supported with old ships.
Yeah, well, barrages. So the Romans apparently did exactly the same thing. Apparently, Caesar ordered one of these built across the River Rhine when he was invading Germany back in his conquests. This is Caesar, and he says that he put one of them across the Rhine overnight. Just like the engineers do with barrages in World War II. Just float these things in, boom, 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 boom. The engineers, they can get these things up quick. They did in the war anyway as well. But yeah, they've been doing that a long time. Yeah,
U.S. Army combat engineers. This is what they do.
Yeah, for sure. That place in Romania where he went across the river, you can still see remains of this barrage bridge that Caesar built, even in the modern day. It's like, how long ago was it? Apparently 2000.
Yeah.
Smith & Wesson, lovely.
Yeah, I should do a show just showing all my old magazines. I've got so many ads and advertisements for old magazines.
Scientific Americas, I got quite a few of them as well. Like a good few, but it's just crazy reading the advert, seeing what they got. I read what was it the other day? An electric corset, and I think it was for a pregnant woman as well. But yeah, it's just crazy.
This is a toilet mask. A woman wears it while she's sleeping.
Yeah.
And it's got all kinds of cosmetic stuff in there to preserve her. And then when she wakes up, she takes her mask off.
Yeah, I can't see that working with bed sweats and all that. She probably ends up with scabs and stuff.
Right.
So that's a nutty. So that's really interesting. You got it in its original location there in 1851. That was apparently dismantled, taken to Alessandro Pali, Ali Pali in North London, rebuilt, but then it's burnt down and succumbs to fire in the 1930s because apparently glass and metal burns. Apparently,
that is so crazy. 1851.
When I talked about this, I was trying to work out because the streets at that time were cobble. Can you imagine transporting glass on a horse and cart on cobble?
Wow.
How would you do that? It's like it's got like 1 million planes of glass in the Crystal Palace. Just what a crazy narrative, anyway. Yeah,
this is
Dublin has an exposition.
This is the Dublin exhibition, 1853.
Yeah, they're going super crazy in Ireland at the moment. Poor people are really having a bad time.
This is Paris, 1889. This is that's the big spotlight that used to be at the top of the Eiffel Tower.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah, that's the only bit of it they really left of that exposition or earlier expositions in Paris. Apparently the French people fell in love with it and decided to keep it, but it had been hallmarked for demolition prior to that. Yeah.
Here's the Paris exhibition, 1892. Look at the size of this building. It's packed full of people.
Yeah, it looks like some sort of fascist meeting or something with all that Big Brother stuff up hanging up. But like, what? They got this new program called Fallout, Jason, and there's a load of people. They live underground. You'd love it because these people have been underground for 200 years, right? They know nothing of the world above, right?
Really?
Yeah, and their entire world, right, is a holographic sky, the sun, and it's imitating the Minnesota skyline and the mountains and stuff. It's just craziness. They don't even know the outside world. I thought how, that's so many similarities. What could be going on here? It's just like, it could be a lot bigger. We just don't know. Yeah, it's really worth watching if you get a chance, Jason.
Okay. You ever seen that building?
Yeah, sure. That was taken down, actually. That was in Chicago.
Yep, Chicago.
And it took them something, I read about it. It took them like more money to take it down than it took to build. Because of its thickness, and I don't know why they took it away. It's absolutely insane. Yeah, auditorium. Yeah, I've seen that. That's a giant chunk of, and the arches at the bottom as well, right? They're always disproportionate. What they look like is the top of an arch. When you have an arch, so it's like it's like it should be extended somewhat. And all of these buildings in America have just got giant door openings. Yeah, you've got the same in Houston as well. I've seen them. They just have like massive doors. It's like, what is the point?
Yeah. Even the building off to the side of the auditorium is also old and badass.
Yeah, man. With what looks like a dome. Yeah.
All the detail and work they had to do to put these layers together is just unheard of. Just crazy.
Yeah, it's just, that's just amazing. That's a Freemasonic temple, isn't it?
That is Masonic Temple in Chicago.
I've seen this. Yeah, that's just like, why did they need such a big building? How many of them was there in Chicago? It's just like,
apparently every man was a Mason.
I worked with them in B&Q when I was in retail, and they used to put all their regalia on a Thursday night before they went off down to the Masonic Temple. And they literally was hiding nothing. They just came in, had a cup of coffee. We're all sitting there and they got these sashes around you and all that. They took absolutely no notice. And if they're beholding a big secret, I don't know what it could possibly be, because these guys were dense, they just weren't even thinkers. So I was like, wow, they accept just anybody in that club. That looks familiar.
It's the Woman's Temple in Chicago.
Again, what would that be involving? A temple, if you Google temple, what does temple mean? It means a building that houses a deity for worship.
Well, there's some type of winged angelic figure at the top.
I would say that was Eros. It's looking a bit like it. No, it's not. Eros got the trumpet. But interesting that spire, it looks like the one that burned down on Notre Dame Cathedral back years ago. Did you ever see that?
No, I'm just
Yeah,
looking
they
at.
had this wooden spire. Yeah, it's just Gothic. It's a Gothic theme. Looks a bit like the Dakota Hotel. But wow, again with the big massive arches at the bottom. Terminal. Interesting name for stations, isn't it? Terminal station.
Yeah.
Post office. That means past office. What?
Yeah. I'm just
mourning. What are you all mourning? And why are you all dressed in black?
They are dressed in black.
Yeah, like they're mourning and they say good morning. Like they're mourning a civilization is no longer there. That's more the Eros touch. But again, you always get the same coding with these people. You know, the angel with the wings, with the sound, the trumpets, and
this
always holding the laurel leaf as well.
This is what is on the top of the administration building, the war building.
Yeah, do you think the Thunderbirds the Indians were on about was the Phoenix?
Yeah, they call it the Rock also.
Yeah, because he's just unfit. And some of the pictures I've seen look exactly like Phoenixes. Oh, that's in the exposition. Just craziness. You put all of these things, exhibits, for you to go and look at. Nothing was for sale. But like the way the world is for everyone to look, it's just like a bit of social engineering to me, these places. We're showing you how every country looks.
This is the German Cali works.
Well, there you go. So to the people in that exposition, they think that's how Germany is. Whoa, magnetos. Dynamos were awesome. I had a dynamo on my bike when I was a kid. I was fascinated with it, Jason. I could literally turn my wheel and generate a charge from my battery.
This guy thinks he's shitting in high cotton.
Yeah, how does he stop when he wants to stop? That looks like a rubbish brake. Looks a bit Indiana Jones, doesn't it?
I don't think it has brakes of that. I think he just stops pedaling.
Yeah, that could be that. Whoa, look at the engineering they had down then.
2,500 horsepower electric generator.
What? That's just insanity. Look at the size of it. How did they even make these things? And how do they deliver them there in the days of horse and carriage? Did they put a whole of that wheel on the back of a train?
Yeah, this is all solid iron. Look at that.
Yeah, so it's been founded somewhere, hasn't it? So
yeah,
it just beats me how they can manage to do this style of thing. Whoa! Din 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 din.
Yep. Grand organ.
Yeah.
This is exhibited by Henry Pilcher's son. This is a part of the exhibits as well.
Imagine what that sounded like. Whew.
That's a real pipe organ, man.
Yeah, they work on air as well, don't they?
Yep. It just boggles the mind that a musical device like this, if you played the right notes and you played the right music, it actually induces healing in the human body.
Yeah, unless you hit the brown chord, and then you could actually soil yourself. It was proved with these musical combinations with organs.
Crazy.
But organs are good for your organs. Okay, and well, yeah, anything that begins with org. I was going to say orgasm, but that's true as well, according to Wilhelm Reich, who included it in his book concerning organ music and orgasms. Hide and seek.
Yeah, I just wanted to show the detail of these statues.
If you were really good at hide and seek, you'd still be there, wouldn't you?
Yep. Yep.
World and Seek champion. He's been there since the 70s.
Yeah, well, I got a T-shirt that says Bigfoot Sasquatch. He's the hide and seek champion. They still can't find. They see him everywhere and they smell him everywhere and they see his footprints everywhere. But we ain't been able to catch one.
Well, he's a master of disguise, like Sherlock Holmes. So, is that an amphitheater? Would you say? Not really.
Yeah, this is in the United States.
Really?
Yeah, this right here is like in the Southwest.
Southwest. So what's that? Like Sedona, is it?
Yeah, Arizona, New Mexico. There's several of these type facilities. A lot of them are built into the side of cliffs.
Then it was a real shame that when we went to the petroglyphs place in New Mexico, that we couldn't go up to and have a look, because they had guards everywhere on top of the hills watching every move we make. Well, it kept us on these strict trails. Can you remember?
Oh yeah. I
Yeah.
remember.
You
That
couldn't
was
even step
crazy.
off. It's really weird. That place
I think
was-
it's a cool picture, man. It just shows the state. You know, here's a bunch of young girls. You see they're wearing leather boots, leather
and it's
shoes.
polished leather boots.
Yeah, they
got
took great
shorts
pride
on.
in how they, you know, they're not street urchins.
No, I think
They
it's
got-
better times as well. I think when they use them photographs of kids with no shoes on, it's the same photographs every time. And everywhere had slums, but I don't think it was predominantly like that.
They're not alone in public. They got a maitre d' right here.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah.
Another stone statue that's just absolutely detailed.
Is that Oliver Cromwell?
It might be. He's holding a book.
Ah, Lord
Might be a book.
Protector.
I don't believe that. I don't believe he was y'all protector. I think Oliver Cromwell let the tiny hats in.
No doubt about it. It only lasted a couple of years, and then they just brought the monarchy straight back in. It was such a ruse. It's like, hang on a minute, they just had 2 civil wars to bring in the Puritan. Now back to the monarchy. Oh, really odd. Maybe that's when they done us a switch with the monarchy. I think some of these monarchies they had, like the Plantagenets, when you read the words out, it's actually plant agent. So it gives me some suspicion to whether or not that dynasty actually existed. You know, especially the tales we get about them.
Yeah. What was that? After the War of the Roses?
Exactly that. You know, I was reading about poor old Henry the Fourth the other day. Didn't really know much about him, and he got bullied. He had a terrible time by the rest of the people in Britain. He seemed to be a really nice king, if there is such a thing.
Okay, right here. Here's an excellent point. Listen, we know, because you and I did the research on the American Civil War, that the U.S. government archive for the Civil War admits to only having a dozen photos, and they all come from the same greenhouse.
Yeah, in Maryland, yeah? In a greenhouse.
In Maryland. So the U.S. government is basically admits on the government.org website about the Civil War that there are no original pictures of the Civil War. Everything else is doctored later. So I find this literally goes lockstep in with what else we found. Remember when we did that video on the Civil War? The only book I had in my library, it said the authoritative documents and illustrations of the American Civil War. And when we went through it, what did we find? Nothing but pen and ink illustrations.
Exactly what I got for these books, yeah. You know, I got like these the letters, like, you know, personal letters.
I couldn't even believe that the U.S. government admits that all these pictures we're seeing online of the Civil War are ex post facto artistic renditions. None of them.
Why did they even miss that? The greatest event in American history, and they just missed it. All these like biblical.
There's no way. There are no way. The books I have in my library, I have them right here from the 1840s and 50s that are packed with black and white photos of all kinds of things. There's no way that a cameraman would have not taken the opportunity to photograph hospitals,
Hundreds of thousands of people either side, apparently, according to Gettysburg or other battles and Tatum and stuff. It's just
the camera was in full effect by the Civil War.
Oh,
and
God, yeah.
Well, yeah, we got no
been
pictures.
Decades by then.
It's crazy, dude. It's crazy. I still haven't read them yet, but I have right here in my library. I've got Volume 1 and Volume 2 of Ulysses Grant and what he says happened during that whole period.
That's also, really interesting.
I have them right here in my library, but they're dated from the 1880s. 15 to 20 years after the war.
Right, he was ill at that. After he was president, he was ill with throat cancer, and then he just retires. But like, I found him a super interesting guy. Really, you know, for his time, I thought he was really forward thinking.
I need to read those books to see if I can see any more clues. Because to me, it wasn't a civil war.
Yeah,
Civil War implies that it was equal on both sides, and no, I don't see it. I think the original name is true, the War of Northern Aggression, and I believe it was more of a genocide a straight up attack of the North against the South, and the South never had a chance to defend themselves. And they made up all these narratives of all these battles to make it sound that, you know, Americans didn't just genocide other Americans. There was actually a civil war when it wasn't.
Yeah, I agree completely. You know, with this thing with Sherman, when he cut a swathe across the Carolinas to Savannah and stuff, yeah, according to the official narrative, the photographs of Charleston, yeah, the city's like it's demolished by some sort of massive blast, and there's not a soul on the streets. It's like Charleston, the people ain't even there, you know? It's just so sinister.
Do you know what building this is?
Yes, it's in Salt Lake City.
Oh, this is?
Yeah, it is. It's in Salt Lake City, and this dome building next to it. I've been wondering about that for the longest time. But yeah, that's in Salt Lake City.
I see a bunch of Model T's and Model A's down here at the bottom.
Yeah, that building. First time I seen, I think it was on John Levy's channel. That building, but it's just crazy Gothic looking. It's pretty distinctive, isn't it?
Oh, is this a Mormon temple?
Yeah, Mormon temple. Yeah, that's it. The Mormon temple.
Okay.
Oh, is that steam hammer?
Look at the size of the gears at the top left.
Yeah. That's just mental. I think that's one of those steam hammers. I used to hear them when I was a kid at the steelworks. It just poof, poof. Whoa, look at that world. Wow.
Look at this. Look at this whole street.
I know. It's just gorgeous, isn't it?
Look at the architecture on both sides of the street. Every single building, unique styles, multiple planes, curves, inset windows, arches, keystone archways, massive pillar works in between windows. Everything is carved. It has inset statues and reliefs on the pillars. This is amazing.
What they do is that everything complements everything else. Like they do completely the opposite in the modern day. They'll just put a giant building up opposite something that's really gorgeous. But everything complements one another there. It's absolutely gorgeous. Nothing stands out. But the motor cars go in, got the Model T Ford, etc. So early 1930s or late 20s, I would say.
And it's my position.
Well, look at all that up there. Oof.
It's my position that many of us were on this street in the past. And that, because you know, I believe we're living through life sims. I don't believe the Judeo-Christian version that you live only one time and then your eternal soul is judged and based off one experience here. It doesn't even make sense to me. I mean, a 5-year-old girl, you know, gets born into an abusive family and goes through all kinds of weird shit, and then turns around, gets abused, and then in 6 years old, not paying attention, trying to get away from somebody who's preying on her, she runs out into the street and gets run over. Are you telling me that the oversoul is so close-minded that the eternal security of this 6-year-old girl's soul is dependent on how she lived her life those 6 short years she was here? Hell no. I believe that we're in and out of this. I believe in reincarnation. It's the only thing that makes sense to me. It's the only thing that would be fair and equitable to get all the experiences. I believe we've been slaves.
And what about if people are paying, like maybe people having shit times in this life, or, you know, the life that they're in, like, you know, unfair karma coming down on them. Maybe that's just their karmic penalty for being a 100%
in
the time before.
You spent your whole life beating the shit out of dogs because they're dogs and you're a human and you're better than them. Yeah, don't be surprised when you die and come back into the sim and you're a dog chained to a tree for your entire life.
Yeah, man. Exactly my point.
Yeah, man.
Oh, I think that's in Philadelphia, isn't it?
I don't know, man, but this is an amazing tower.
Yeah, it's just so out of place for America, isn't it? It looks like it's Moorish for a start off, or Eastern at least.
Yeah.
Whoa, world food plants.
Yeah, I thought this was really neat because in my Archaix research, I like to show where different fleets have come from, and it's very easy to see, such as the fact that we've got cocaine and tobacco in Egyptian tombs and mummies.
Yeah, Tutankhamun has cocaine and cannabis pips as well.
Yeah, man, we got evidence of a lot of traffic between the Americas and Egypt at one time in the Mediterranean. And this world map literally shows you where all these things grow naturally right here. So when you're going through Olmec steels, these giant pillars, date pillars, and you see coconuts in there, that's interesting because there's no coconuts over here where the Mayan and the Olmecs were, but right across the Atlantic, right over here in the Carolines, right over here in the Azores, we've got coconuts, pineapples, all that.
Do you ever think about the money pit in Oak Island in Nova Scotia? It's supposed to be this money pit. They say that it was built maybe by the Knights Templar, but it's basically the coconut husks that were in there on levels going down, and coconuts have never existed in that part of the world. So have you ever looked into that, the money pit?
No, but it sounds like for those coconuts to have got there, then a whole ship would have had them in their holds.
It's supposed to be treasure. People have literally invested money to go there. I've seen that before, that land bridge.
That's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah, that is amazing. Where's that? In New Mexico, isn't it?
I don't know, but I'd be too scared to walk across it.
Oh, no, I'd walk across it. It's not going to go, is it? It's been there forever. And as long as it don't fall off, all goes well. That looks English, if I do. It might not be.
I don't know where this is.
I like to guess, though. Usually pretty good at it, especially when antiquity.
Yeah. It's pretty ornate. There's no doubt. Oh, look at this rare picture. This is a rare picture.
Interesting. What do you brought up that?
Hey, check this out. What are you looking at right here?
The Kaaba.
What does the Kaaba really represent?
The cube. Well, to me, a cube is also a cross that is put into a cube. But the cube, to me, is the place where we live.
Yep. Well, yeah. If you unfold unfold a three-dimensional cube back into 2 dimensions, flat on paper, it forms a cross. You're right.
It forms a cross.
You're right. But
the black cube is that stone. You know.
This is the cube. This is the cube of Saturn, man. This is
yeah, it's got to be, haven't it?
This is the same little. Listen, this is terrible. What I'm about to tell you, man. This is all by design. All right. All the entire Muslim world, the last of the Abrahamic religions, most people in Islam don't even know. They are trained to face Mecca, where the black cube is, and to pray toward it 5 times a day.
Exactly.
Now, this black cube, though, this whole Muhammad deal, this goes back between the transition of power between the Umayyads and the Abbasids. And the Abbasid dynasty changed their seat to Baghdad, which is ancient Babylon. Then they introduced Mecca instead of the original holy place of the Arabian peoples. The original holy place was Petra, the stone in Jordan. They changed it to Mecca by changing one slight little thing in the older versions of the Quran. It was one single letter. It's one slash that changes Becca, which is Petra, to Mecca. And this black stone here is the exact same black stone that the Jews wear on their foreheads. You ever seen those?
Do you know what's inside there, though? Inside that black box that they wear on their forehead?
They say it's supposed to be a meteorite.
Okay, right. Well, the meteorite is in the corner of the Kaaba stone, right? They say it was given to the people of Earth by the Archangel Gabriel, and it was white when he gave it to us, but it's been blackened by the kisses of sinners. Yeah. Now, there's 2 rooms in that, and I got photographs of a doorway underneath. So there was people going underneath. There's some sort of chamber underneath it. There's more going on with this cube, and it's the way that they go around it, like that they're following a torus. Yeah, and they all go around in a certain way. And like you said, we're facing the one direction. They use a thing called the Qibla wall, and they all have to face that way, which faces towards Mecca. No matter where you are on the earth. I used it as a globe debunk once years ago.
Yeah, that's crazy. I don't know where this is.
I don't know. It looks proper. It looks a mixture of styles, doesn't it? You've got the Gothic German front, and then the back bit looks like, I don't know, Phoenician or something from Italy. It's just craziness. Man. It does look familiar to me. I have seen it before.
You can see how big it is by looking at these cars.
Yeah. Yeah, they built big, all right, didn't they? It's just crazy. And what you find as well for these massive buildings, what we discovered in our field was, for example, Versailles. Okay, Versailles has like 1,200 rooms, but only one toilet. That was for Louis XVI. They didn't put any toilets in any of these large structures.
Excuse me.
Just been wondering about that. Yeah, they look like English Anglican churches, don't they? But
yeah, they do. Huge, man. They're just huge.
Yeah. The portals. I looked into why there was one either side of one portal either side of a main center one. I looked into it, and what was the significance of the two doors as well. I looked into that before. There's a whole thing around it. You know, you go in, you know, and you repent and you come out cleansed. But you know, they were going. I thought I've always said that these things are healing centers because of the the somatic patterns in the windows and organs inside. So you go in there and the organs are playing. You're literally buzzing out on the 432 frequencies or what have you. I'm feeling fantastic. And then they'll say, yeah, that was what you're feeling there. That's the Lord God. And you're like, all right, okay, cool. Or whatever their version is.
Does it? I thought I've seen this exact same structure before, but it was minus a tower.
I know this. This is in France, and I think it is Amiens Cathedral, which got partly destroyed in the Franco-Prussian War and took damage in the First World War and damage in the Second World War.
So I have other pictures of it I'm going to show because it goes back real far too.
Right. But look how big it is compared to the surrounding worlds. It's just like the buildings are like, meh, and this thing just goes.
I get a kick out of looking at these rooftops, all these different styles of buildings.
Yeah,
here.
They are really groovy, I know. But they do like, pointy roofs in Europe, don't they? You get out further east and they got like flat roofs because
Well, a lot of those places around the Alps have to do that because they can't allow snow buildup.
Yeah, they do. They have like spikes sticking out at the side of the roofs as well. So it breaks up the snow and it comes off so it don't kill anyone. What the hell is that? It looks like they've just chucked a tower on top of a church.
I've never seen this before. It was just one of the pictures that was in these books. But it's got a clock. It's got a clock.
Yeah, but it looks like it's just been put on top of a church roof, doesn't it? That's just craziness.
I'm pretty sure that church was built around the tower.
Yeah. It looks familiar. That style looks a bit Italian, doesn't it? Looks like something you might see in Venice. But that's crazy. Yeah, look at all the knobbly bits on top of there. Do you think that's just for decoration? It's out of. Why would he aesthetically need to do that with the top of it when no one can really see up there because it's on the bottom on the ground?
Yeah, it could be energy or wires.
I think it's some sort of energy having technology.
Well, look back here. Look in the distance off to the left. Look how many of them are over there.
Yeah, exactly. And the further, it's a fact, right? These are the highest buildings in antiquity, right? Lincoln Cathedral was the highest building in the world until Empire State Building, right? And it's just the higher up you go, the more electrostatic potential is up there. So that's why they build these things high, and these things that just reach up into the ether to. And I reckon that after the post-reset as well, according to the narratives, there was a lot more lightning and, plasma events, ball lightning. And I think that it was a lot more volatile with the electromagnetic field post-reset. I think it took a long while to calm down too. Because it just seems like there was always these natural disasters happening. And you live in the modern day, you think, God. Especially with the destruction of American cities. Can you imagine that happening in the modern day? Nearly every single American city in the late 1800s gets burnt out.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It's just more than crazy. Telephony. And, they used to have women put in the telephony, spying on people. They used to have people listening in.
Yeah.
Listeners.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
This is the Roaring 20s. They all got the same haircut.
Mm. Thoroughly modern mini.
There it is
again. Wall Street.
That's the New York Public Library, isn't it?
Yeah, no, that's Wall Street. I know it anyway.
Okay.
Yeah. Apparently they're all diving out the windows, but there's no photographic evidence to support this. Everything looks really calm on the day of the Wall Street crash, actually. People are crowding round, but No one's killing themselves. But it's only newspapers to tell us this has happened. Whoa. Texaco, yay, Texas, woo! Texaco.
Yep.
We got Texaco in Britain as well.
Old truck there.
That's
That's not going to be the United States. That's somewhere else.
Yeah, that looks familiar to me too. I think that might be in Lisbon, if I'm not mistaken. I think it is.
I'm not sure. I do know this. I don't know if that's Portugal or not, but some of these pictures are all from Mexico, which really surprised me, and South America.
That could be Mexico then, also. Yeah, easily. Oh, right. Well, that's excuse me, Moscow. But that looks like just the top of a building to me. Why is it so disproportionate? Why is it all that juice on top? Ice cream cones and these swirly domes, and they're all made of, yeah. These tiles they got as well are some of them are made of ceramic, which, as you know, is used in spark plugs, so it could be connected with technology. What do you make of columns then? I think they may have been something to do with some earthquake proofing, maybe shock absorbing, or they thought about, when they were building these things, they thought about earthquakes and they thought about the flood, because they knew this place gets inundated. So,
well, there's a lot happening in this picture. There's people everywhere, vehicles moving around, but it's very interesting to me that 500 BC all the way to these pictures here, there's almost no change in Doric and Ionic Greek style columns. And it's like all these Capitol buildings maintain the same style for 2,500 years.
What's the chances? Just replicating it all the way through civilization. Yeah. They got these Corinthian tops, not Greco tops. Greco got less decoration and just like twirling Tauruses, but the leafing is Corinthian art. That looks familiar. I think that's Salisbury Cathedral, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, I think that's Salisbury in southern England. I've seen that quite recently.
Yeah, it's pretty.
I've seen it again soon.
Yeah,
they're beautiful.
Cathedrals don't look like holy places; they look like evil places to me.
Well, you go into the cathedrals of Britain, and they're basically all battle stuff in there. So they got all like hanging off the roof, where you're supposed to be like going in to praise God and stuff. They got all these torn up flags from all of these terrible battles where loads of people got killed, apparently. Pablo Toltec. This is where Joel would be interested in this. He loves his Toltec stuff. What are we looking at there? Petroglyph.
This is a date stele. These are real common throughout like Ecuador, Central America, Veracruz state. The Olmec and the Maya use the date steles. In my Chronicon, in my Phoenix videos, I show that the very last date stele of the Olmecs that archaeologists have been able to find is a terminal one where they're describing the collapse of things, and it's dated in our calendar at 31 BC, and 31 BC just happens to be a major epic phoenix destructive year. And it's the last time that anybody had any Olmec. It was within 200 years after that, the rise of the Maya came about.
Fair enough. So like a totem with a calendar on it, and then it packed it in about halfway up because there's no more civilization.
Yeah, it's gone. It's crazy.
Wow.
This is in Mexico. This is in Central America.
Isn't it crazy how you've got all of this happening in this Mesoamerican stuff in Mexico, and like you said, it's just across the Gulf of Mexico, and it's not far to Texas. You'd think that Texas would share the same massive pyramids everywhere, wouldn't you?
Yeah, Texas doesn't have all the real. And I have a picture to show you. You've seen it before, the Great Wall in Texas.
Yeah, I've got some pictures of that.
Underground. I got the original photograph from the 1800s. That because you remember when you and I called Rockwall, Texas, and we talked to people, and they tried to lure us into talking to the local geologist whose job it is to convince everybody it's a geological formation
and not dressed stone, which it is. with
Yeah.
perpendicular beds and everything, as we have seen, and
Next
doorways.
next time we get you over here in Texas, we're gonna go. We're gonna have to go to Rockwall.
Yeah, I looked on the map where it is. It's not that great a distance from you, really.
No, it's not. In a couple hours.
Yeah, exactly.
These are massive wheels.
Well, they're for grinding corn. They're millstones. Millstones. They're not for vehicles. They would
No,
be too
they could never be used for a vehicle. They're way too big.
I'd say they're millstones.
Yeah, these are massive wheels.
Yeah, that's what I think, anyway. Okay.
Now, do you see? This is South America, but you see where his arms fold at the elbow right here, and then his hands go over his stomach.
Like a belt.
You see his fingers?
Yeah.
Same thing we found on Easter Island. The exact same. The Easter Island statues do the exact same thing as the statues at Tiwanaku and at Ecuador.
So, regarding the moe of Easter Island, they build these, these characters. They carve the backs of them and then bury them 30 foot into the ground, just showing the heads.
That's the Graham Hancock version of history.
It just, I know, makes no sense. He said they walk there. That's what he said. That looks Anastasi, doesn't it? But it's not.
Look how little those dudes are.
That's Saxioan, or as we say in historian terms, sexy woman. Sexy
woman. I can't never say it either.
There's a melted fort on top of that hill. You want to see the on top of it? It's just a crazy big fort on top of it. But them stones, man, oh man, they must have softened them using sand or something to make them.
Well, the ancient Native American traditions say that after the world was flooded, because they said that at one time the stars were so close they could hear their singing, and then if you went to a hill tall enough, you could reach up and touch a star. And then one day the sky fell. And
I got the book when the sky fell in.
When the sky after the sky fell, the whole world was so soft they were able to shape stone.
When we was up in the Rockies in New Mexico, remember how close the sky was? It literally was real close, wasn't it? It was like there.
Man, listen, man, when we were in New Mexico, we saw some weird shit in the sky, man.
Yeah, we seen Starlink or whatever it was. By the time you run for your camera, the thing had disappeared. It's like they know what you're doing.
Well, not only that, but we were on that back veranda of that Airbnb. We kept looking through the binoculars, seeing all them stars move. Remember?
All of them, like that. I know what the hell was going on there.
So I couldn't even do a video about it because nobody would ever believe what I was looking at.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Oh, I know this. If I was to hazard a guess, I know it looks like Vienna, but I would say this is Madrid. I'm not sure.
I'm going to say no to Vienna because I don't see any canal works. I don't see.
No, the architecture is similar, but I would go because that building there on the left hand side, I know the one with the dome. That is they're the mausoleums. Oh, that's just an engraving, isn't it?
This is in Rome, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it is in Rome.
These are all tombs and crypts.
Why do they make such effort, Jason, to make these buildings for these afterlife?
Because those heartless, soulless SOBs already knew they didn't have nothing coming in the afterlife.
Ha! You got it. You nailed it. Fuck yeah. That's exactly what it is. Okay, that's an unusual looking fireplace there, isn't it?
Isn't it? It's not even designed for fire. Look at it.
No, because we believe that some of them are using radiant heat from Androns. We've also juggled with the idea of they using radon gas, which we've seen in evidence for heaters in the past as well. That was a definite thing happening. It's just they put, like, if you've got a roaring fire that's spitting and pouring smoke out every now and again, you're going to put a mirror that is heat proof or a painting over the mantelpiece or all these artworks that they've been doing. I definitely think there was something going on.
Yes, look at this, man. Look, everything in here is ornate. Everything in here is very original.
Beautiful.
Look at the serpent handles.
That's what the elites use as currency, is fine arts. These jars, these jugs, things like that, because hardly anything is left. You want to see the fuss they make about Chippendale. That's from only the 18th century.
if your statement's true that the elite basically merchandise in fine arts, then somebody must be taking down the Rothschilds right now because they're selling all their fine arts.
Are they really? That's interesting.
They're liquidating all their fine arts. Instead of preserving them, they're selling them for value.
Yeah. They'll enter bottle caps. Oh, that's a little Bacchus.
That's a little demon. I thought that was cool.
Yeah, he's a little witch demon. It's burning across the sky. Okay, I know this too.
Man, that's a beautiful picture.
Oxford.
It's a beautiful picture.
I think that's Oxford. That looks like the university building in the background. What's it called?
Man, I would it would just be Oxford. It would be so awesome just to like go back in time and talk for just a couple hours with whoever's in this vehicle right now.
I dream about time traveling back to this era like all the time. All the time. I do that. I would love to. Or just listen to what they talk, like, see how their minds work, It's just, I don't know. They seem to have like a rich fiber of life, these people. And they don't seem to be working too hard like they make out. It's like
again, this architecture is just so original and unique.
Yeah, that's Tudor. That's supposed to be from the Middle Ages there. This Tudor trunking. It's like over-tiered as well.
See the street level? The street level is all glass with all kinds of showcases.
Yeah.
And then you can almost miss it. Right in the dead middle of the picture is an awesome street lamp.
Yeah, oh, beautiful. Do you see how they design these houses on the bridges of old ships or the bows or the sterns?
Yeah, I've seen those.
Yeah, that's what they did. That's what that bit is. Oh, I know this. This is Edinburgh in Scotland, the capital of Scotland, and that is the memorial for Robert the Bruce, I think. Yeah.
Thing looks evil, man. It looks like some Lord of the Rings.
That is supposed to be Jerusalem to some people think, right? Yeah. It's just so anomalous. This is Argyle or Princess Street. This is the main thoroughfare. But in the background, you can see a little hill. That's where Edinburgh Castle is. And it's supposed to be on top of an extinct volcano.
Up here.
Yeah. And it's a star fort, basically. And it's on top of an extinct volcano. But there's a lot of underground stuff. These rings and circles you see in front of that building, then they're all underground. Had all sorts under there, actually. But yeah, really cool. But Edinburgh is just a mind blow. I got some 1850s photographs of Edinburgh, and there ain't a soul around. But the architecture is off the scale for quality.
I would say these are the 20s right here. Look, see the vehicles on the left?
Oh, I would say for sure. Yeah. And that is still in Edinburgh. Okay, I've seen that one. That is Ghent in Belgium. And I've seen that with my own eyes.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
Yeah, look at that massive tower. Again, just totally disproportionate, but I think it's a technology. I do. I think all of it is. Oh, look at that thing.
Have you never seen that one?
I just, it looks familiar, but I couldn't place it. No, because it's in color, so it's been altered, so it look a bit different. But wow, so much going on. It's probably not an inch of that building that's not got some knobbly bit on or some feature. Look, just covered. It's like a church, but it's not. Just beautiful. Imagine the thought that went into designing this by apparently feeble minds, but yeah, there's all that mathematics going into it. I see what you mean about the towers there.
The towers are gone now.
That's the other Notre Dame, not the Notre Dame in Paris. That's the other Notre Dame. There's another one, and it looks like it. That's not the Paris one.
Okay, you just educated me on that.
Yeah, I've made a mistake a couple of times. It's like I'm looking at the wrong Notre Dame. That's why the surroundings don't look the same. So there's two Notre Dames, as I know. That's a Paris Opera House. That is. Yeah. Know it well.
Man, I love these cars. I love these cars down here.
Oh yeah, I went into Opera House in Prague back 2 years ago. They let us in and take photographs and do a bit of filming. Oh my God, talking about elite. You wouldn't. It's just the opulence, the money that's been spent on the inside of these opera houses. Ooh, ooh, they're digging out mud.
So this is Ecuador, and they're digging out Mayan ruins, but it's just dirt. It's just like Göbekli Tepe. It's just dirt. It's just like at Easter Island, where all the Moya were buried up to their chins. It's just dirt. All these infrastructures are buried.
Oh, I'd love to be able to go back and find out what the hell was going on. Just time travel.
Look at this. They dug all the way down here, but it was too much.
That was ground level, where the tree root is.
Look at the tree. Yeah, the tree and the tree. That was where ground level was.
Wow.
They dug all this stuff out. I'm pretty sure that they left that there as a frame of reference during their work to always be able to remember exactly where ground level was in this location.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense. So I worked in archaeology. When I did, I was working on, like, apparently the village, everybody died of the Black Death. But all of the finds, you know, like any rusty object I found, you put them in a tray and you give it to them, and they go into a tent. And at the end of the day, I'd go there and I'd say, can I have a look at my finds now you've got the rust off? And they'd say, no, you can't. They just gone. They just went. They went in vans and they took everything away. Never got to see any of it that I found. None of it, except for a badger's skull. So that is, what the hell, though? Look at that.
It's crazy.
What would be the purpose of that, do you think? That just cutting, you know, that whole idea of just that?
I would say I would have to determine that by seeing where he was and looking out to see if there was a large space there for acoustics.
Maybe that's interesting. Yeah.
Maybe somebody is supposed to stand in there and speak. But if there's no courtyard where the cameraman is standing, I don't know what that would be for.
All right, that makes sense though. For acoustics, yeah. If somebody was stood there, that might echo in. Yeah. Whoa.
So they were already coming up with concept pieces over 100 years ago for underground railways.
The first underground railway was here, going from South Wales to England, under the Bristol Channel. It's still their use today. I've been on it like recently.
Yeah, but this is way more primitive because I'm familiar with the technology they have. They have those monorail bullet trains that are in the underworld. They can literally go 700 miles an hour.
I posted last night about these Norwegians are building a tunnel under the sea, believe it or not, hanging off of floats. So boats, if you like, that are just, and they're hanging off of them, the tunnel underneath them. A bit like a barrage, but underwater.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it isn't crazy. That's why I posted about it. I love these engineering feats that they're doing at the moment. But apparently it's a north and south Silk Road that they're building. And all these new superhighways.
I thought that was pretty cool, looking at United States mail truck.
Did you know that they posted children as late as the 1920s using using the American postal system?
Really?
Yeah, you could post your child to your auntie in Manitoba, for example, or something.
That's crazy.
And they would safely arrive as well. So it's not the Pony Express anymore. That's a sort of totem, isn't it?
Again, yeah. Look how big it is compared to this guy here.
Yeah. So how did they chisel it and put it up there? That'd be interesting.
Look, man,
must be a lot of pulling.
It's just it boggles the mind.
Yeah. What is it all?
I mean, on the side is histories. These can all be translated. Everything on the side.
Okay.
All of this is artistic license. I'm pretty sure it had a lot of meaning to these people. I mean, you do see the jaguar cult in there a lot.
Yes, yeah, definitely.
You see the symbols for the jaguar cult. The jaguar subdues the serpent, except in the case when the jaguar is representing Talak, who was the god of rain and floods. But yeah, it's in the Mesoamerican cultures, a lot of their deities wore masks. They could take their masks and they were human. They were human. All the deities really had human faces like this. But they wore
a mask on top of his.
Yeah, they wore masks to represent different times of the year or different aspects. Because while the summertime, a Mayan god may represent death and destruction, in the wintertime, the same god would represent hope and looking into the future, waiting for wintertime to be over or whatever.
Right. Interesting.
Let's see. But look how detailed. I mean,
yeah, look at the detail in that.
This is why I've promoted in Archaix. The old world was right here in the Americas. The most technologically advanced technolithic art. I'm talking about art that requires machines is in 2 different places in the world, and the only thing they're separated by is the Pacific, and that is Southeast Asia. Or Southeast Asia has a lot of hidden architecture that's just like this. India, Thailand, and the Angkor Wat area.
Oh, yeah.
It's very similar to the Maya, right here.
What do you think happens in the background? Just a bit of deforestation, or is it for the Panama Canal or something?
I don't. This is Ecuador, so I don't really know.
Oh, Ecuador, all right.
I don't really know. But look at the detail, man.
The hell? It looks so technological, though. Is that an eye we're looking at there? Or?
I don't know, man. But they could have been representing in stone what they remembered from their past, from 100 to 200 years in the past, when they were using computers.
I often think it. Just to put it into stone. Yeah. Okay, these are the missionaries, aren't they?
Yeah, most people don't even know the whole history behind the Catholic missionaries that came to the Americas were on a mission from the Vatican to destroy all written records and replace them with the Bible.
You got it. And that was their true mission.
Yeah. This is an artistic rendition of Jerusalem. This is under the city of Rome.
Yeah. You can go there today. It's just like the size of the stones, though.
Wait a minute. I think I just lied to you. This is under Jerusalem.
Oh, right. They got that under Jerusalem.
Hold on. Yeah, Jerusalem, right here.
Wow.
Tyropium Valley. This is under Wilson's Arch.
Wow. So that's ancient, and it's got stones that big. Yeah. I was watching. They had a live feed of the Wailing Wall the other day, so I watched it for a bit. There wasn't much going on. But the stones are massive, and I noticed there's 3 transitions in stone on the Wailing Wall as you get up. But there's a tunnel on the other side, and the stones, the megaliths, are like these in there. It's a really interesting wall to look into. That Wailing Wall.
Yeah, it's huge stones, man.
Huge.
I don't know how that terrible, awful, absolutely pathetic book ended up in this feed.
Oh. So what happens to the rest of America then? It's just not mapped in Alaska yet, or Oregon.
I don't know, but that's a huge that's not just Baja California, because that water goes all the way up to Canada.
Exactly. I see. These sea levels rising and falling. Well, it kind of rise and fall since at least 1620, because
no, I don't believe in the
Plymouth Rock is still there. Wouldn't it be covered? Or
yeah, see, listen. This idea people have that the sea levels change and this is what changes the coast, I don't believe that at all.
Not me.
The historical record is rife with all kinds of instances of whole areas being thrust 12,000 feet into the sky. I'll give you an example straight out of my head. 1687 BC, that's when Tiahuanaco, Pumapunka, Lake Titicaca, Cuzco, Machu Picchu, all of them were thrust 12,000 feet.
Well, that's why Lake Titicaca had a tsunami and supposed to take out Pumapunka, wasn't it?
Lake Titicaca is the only freshwater lake in the world that still has saltwater organisms. It's
isn't it?
Yeah, it still has sharks, it still has jellyfish, it still has all these things in Lake Titicaca.
Trapped all up there after all that time. That's crazy.
Also, 1755, Lisbon, Portugal, that a whole area on the coast sank below the ocean, killing 60,000 people. It never came back up. Same thing happened at Port Royal, Jamaica. Same thing happened in Davis Island off the coast of South America. 5,000 people never seen again. The island disappeared. So we have all these instances in the historical record of areas going up and going down, upheaval and subsidence. But this never changes the water level of our world. Land masses change in their elevation, but never the actual ocean level. It remains stable. We have coastlines that are thousands of years old.
Changed. Yeah, exactly. I agree completely with that. Yeah, Port Royal, it went up and then it just, went into.
Well, you know, my recent video on 1902, I show the U.S. Geological Survey had just surveyed right before 1902 that the depth of the Atlantic bottom around the island of Martinique in the French Caribbean, the U.S. Geological the Navy geology soundings showed it was 600 feet deep. After the volcano blew up in 1902, the sea level didn't change. It remained stable. But the U.S. sent ships and they did soundings and found out that the bottom of the Atlantic lowered 3,400 feet after that volcano. So this happens all over the world. This is the same thing with Atlantis.
Yeah, look at Tambora, early 1800s. Apparently, it altered the world's climate and set us all into apparent nuclear winter for the year without summer.
Right.
Like when Frankenstein got wrote because they were stuck in the house and couldn't go out because no summer had arrived.
Now check this out. This is an artist rendition based off of the masonry and the ruins that they were able to put back together. This is an artist rendition of what the South American city of Tiwanaku looked like.
Amazing. Some really unusual architecture, isn't it?
It doesn't even look South American.
Does it? Hell, doesn't look Egyptian either, or anything like that. It looks. Closest thing I can see to it is Indian influence, especially with those geometric patterns. But that's it.
It's crazy. Whole thing's crazy.
It looks like Genghis Khan.
This right here is the Aztec version of Quetzalcoatl, what they thought he looked like. If you notice how aquiline the nose looks and the fact that he has a beard, something that the Native Americans couldn't grow.
That's interesting. I've never seen that before. So what are you supposed to have looked like?
Yeah, it's Quetzalcoatl. Right there at the bottom.
Oh, he had a crazy death cult going on him, didn't he?
See, Quetzalcoatl's the feather. He was known as the feathered serpent. He's no different than Votan. He's no different than Viracocha, Boquica. They were all bearded foreigners who had come to the Americas and shared civilization, and they were regarded as heroes.
Rome.
Yeah, that's the mausoleum of Hadrian.
That's also known as the Fort D'Angelo.
Hadrian's Wall.
Yeah, Star Fort that is. From the outside of it, and I've got pictures of that 1700s with massive aerials on top of it. I don't think the flagpoles either.
Oh yeah.
Okay, it looks like we got some crusades going on here.
It is the Crusades. This is the Christians' Byzantine army that's on their way to go liberate Jerusalem.
Yeah. When was that? 1120.
Oh, I don't know. It's sometime during the crazy Crusades.
Yeah.
Crusades were nothing but a banker's war. The Vatican worked with the Jewish moneylenders to they loaned out all this money to these people who wanted to become crusaders, knowing they'd never be able to pay it back. So the Vatican and the Jewish moneylenders, they won either way. If you went out on the battlefields and died, they liquidated your estate, and they came and they took your wife and your daughters and put them in nunneries, which were prisons. And they confiscated the females in your family for the nunneries and stuff. Basically became Roman Catholic sex slaves is what they were.
Yeah.
And then
well, that sounds a bit harsh, doesn't it? Don't lose the battle.
If you came back and survived, you still had to pay back all that money.
Oh right. Oh my God.
So yeah, because they financed it. They made the Crusaders sign those debt notes because their journey to Jerusalem was paid for, all the food and all the transportation, but they also had to buy their own armor, shields, and weapons. And if they lost any, they could get some more, but it went against their credit. Oh yeah, the whole thing was pre-planned. All the Crusades were bankers' wars.
Wow, I was just going to say they did all that. Went for the Second Crusade. It was like, wow, look at this. How does he see when he's in battle?
Yeah, see who this guy is. Hold on, that's chain armor of the 12th and 13th century.
Wow, that would give you awesome protection. Have you tried chain armor on?
No, but I have a bodysuit. I have right here. Next time you come to Texas, I'll show it to you. But it was fitted for my body. But I literally have shirts that are impenetrable. You can't stab through them. You can't. I would feel the pressure, but an ice pick can't even go through this fabric.
Like John Wick, tactical.
It was real expensive, but
tactical things are really expensive.
Yeah, It's a long sleeve shirt. You can't.
Kevlar vests.
wear it.
I tried to buy one in Czech Republic. He said, "Oh, sorry, they've all gone to the Ukraine. There's one left. It's $250." I was like, "Yeah, you're all right."
Yeah, the one I got's real expensive too. It's a simple shirt, long sleeve. You would never suspect that it's armor.
Yeah, well, that's the thing about them, isn't it? Oh, camel races. He's got a G on his camel. No, it's not a G.
Hey, isn't that a star fort?
It really does look like one, doesn't it? Well, it's just a pretty geometric shape, but the whole thing looks like a star fort that he's sitting on as well.
Yeah, he's styling.
They go like stink camels really quick. That's Istanbul.
Okay, I wanted to show this picture. This is just a pen and ink illustration of what Cairo looked like in the 1860s. So the reason why
is the city of the dead, isn't it?
Yeah, well, the reason I want to show this is because Cairo is the white city, and I read Tony Bushby's fascinating book on what happened to the Great Pyramid's casing blocks. And listen, the 144,000 missing 100-inch thick 20-ton casing blocks of the Great Pyramid. According to the historical record, the Muslims took that after an earthquake in the 14th century, and they strip mined the outside of the pyramid and built Cairo with it. And anybody who's been to Egypt knows Cairo, of all the cities in Egypt, is the white city.
So what was it? White marble or?
It's white limestone.
Limestone. I've seen images of it covered and that, but I never heard that. That's really interesting.
I thought this is a beautiful illustration. Very detailed.
It really is.
Very detailed.
She's got all them coins around. I always thought the coins, because they're silver in a lot of cases, was some sort of technology myself. I have talked about these, but they're beautiful, aren't they?
This is a really, really weird statue.
I've seen it many times. I have seen it many times. So, like, he's got like this, all the grapes and the the little cherubins or cherubinuskis, as I call them. And that's in Rome, isn't it? That statue.
I think it's at the Vatican.
So the Vatican, yeah.
So I want to check this out. You got this guy. I think it's 16 babies. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
I think it's if I'm not mistaken, it's Hercules.
16 babies, maybe 17. Hold on. But the two things I noticed unusual in this statue, aside from the fact that there's 16, 17 babies. One, the only female represented here is in the deliberate posture of a sphinx.
Yeah.
You see how her arms come out like paws?
Yeah.
Okay. This is a sphinx. The head is discolored from the body, just like the real sphinx we have in Egypt.
Mm-hmm.
The other thing I noticed was that
it looks a bit altered. That's the only bit.
There's a dragon hidden in this picture, man.
What? Never noticed that before.
So I don't know what the meaning is behind all this, but we got a hippopotamus here.
Same. Don't know. So there's all water underneath, then that would be the waves.
Yeah, that's water right there. So I don't know.
Well,
I don't know what he's holding. I don't know what these are that he's holding. Are those feathers?
They look like feathers to me.
I don't know. Got a cluster of something here.
Grapes.
I don't know. Maybe it's just artistic and doesn't have any meaning. I don't know.
I think it's coded. I find it probably means a lot to the ancient world. They seem to know what the coding means because they've replicated it often enough.
Yeah. This is an illustration of some ruins somewhere, but I have no idea where in the world.
I don't know. I thought it was Karnak first of all, but not with them statues.
No, those statues look very, very. They look like Simri. They look like Russian steppes.
Yeah, they do.
The hat wear looks Frisian.
Yeah, it does look Frisian. It looks like a Frisian hat. Yeah, it does.
So I don't know where that is. This is underneath Egypt right here. Yeah. This is in Egypt.
They could be all living down there, living the vault life. In Armageddon. The size of it as well. All right. Yeah. These H entrances. Is this
This would be, well, I'm going to tell you now, these aren't Egyptian pyramids. These right here,
Sudanese.
I'm going to have to say these are going to be the Nubian, Ethiopian pyramids.
Yeah. They got a Temple of Hathor, and it's in it's in northern Sudan. Yeah, and they got a lot of wrecked pyramids that have.
Yeah, everything south of Abu Sir is very small when it comes to pyramids. They're not like the Egyptian pyramids.
No, they're not. No, they're not. They're more rustic and falling apart and stuff, and a bit more stumpy.
This is Assyrian. It just had, or Persian. It just has a lot of detail.
Yeah, the Persians had some good stuff back in the day. Oh yeah, there's that different head. Did you know there was a room inside the head?
Yeah, there's an entrance at the top. So this is Napoleon and his scientists first come to Egypt.
Right. Didn't he have his some of his troops at target practice and shot its nose off? Is the official?
I mean, I don't know if that's true or not. I've heard the rumor,
But look at the narrative of the Rosetta Stone. He literally sent the guy out to find something to translate hieroglyphics with, and he comes back with a Rosetta Stone. And it's not a small stone; it's a table-sized stone. It's like it just seems too convenient.
Yeah, very well could be.
Narrative.
It could. Yeah, you're right. You're right. I don't doubt that at all. I will say this: when it comes to the rewriting of history, somebody would really have to convince me of anything that was deliberately untrue concerning the days of Napoleon's until now, because I have books right here, Martin. I have a whole shelf right here full of books from the 1700s now.
Yeah, sure.
And I have books on the history of England, the history of London, European history, and they date to 1751, 1772. I have two from 1764. So I get a lot of guys sending me emails talking about all history's bullshit. This didn't even happen. I said, well, listen, that's all good. That's all good and well for you to claim that. But according to the books that were written in the 1760s, these were historical events. So,
do they cover Napoleon in some of these books quite a bit? Do they?
Next time you come here, we just need to do a deep dive, because I got more books than I'm able to study in my life now, man.
Yeah, so I'm super interested in Napoleon stuff, or anything of that period. So to me, she looks like maybe more African than Caucasian.
Yeah, I just don't go by the face anymore, because
it's been altered too much.
My recent video, I showed all the aerial pictures of the Sphinx, and the width of the headdress is the perfect width of the neck of the original Sphinx. It's amazing when you see pictures aerial, you'll see how gigantic the body is compared to the head.
Yeah, it is. It's massive. I know. But it's the biggest statue in the world, isn't it?
Oh, hell. I don't know how that got in there.
Yeah, I remember that. That's what Donald's that was nice of him. He brought cake, didn't he?
That was a couple days after surgery.
He's a good.
Yeah, that's my buddy Tim. He's local.
Yeah,
he lives right down the road.
Yeah, I met Tim a couple of times. He's a lovely chap.
Oh man, that dude up there in the stocks, that's me, man. I'm always getting in trouble.
Yeah, so that's Ludwig. That's in London. That is Aldwych Arch, but it's in London anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They knew how to punish people back in the day, didn't they?
Well, that's like not that bad, is it? Stocks can think worse. Oh yeah, it's definitely that going on.
Very embarrassing. Well, here's a diagram from about 100 years ago of how eclipse works.
Wow. How did they know what it looked like before they got up there then? That was a brilliant guess. I'm just saying.
Yeah, this was drawn way before NASA came around.
Have you noticed how it's always the upside, like the map perspective? Because, if they show us like the globe and it's upside down and the map's all skewed, people won't know where they are anymore. Right. That looks like Knossos. That looks like the Minoan.
Beautiful. Those statues are awesome.
Awesome. I got close-ups of them. They're beautiful. More expositions.
This is an exposition right here.
It's crazy, isn't it? All of them canals and stuff. They did the same with Venice in LA, man. They made it like a copy of Venice. It was all beautiful houses and canals going between them and little bridges. So I was going to say that's a D-Day landing, but I don't think it is because the building's in the background.
No, this is this is when they're unloading Sherman tanks.
Yeah.
From these.
Do you know what? It always gets me. Do you know when they? Did you know about the Liberty tanks? The Liberty boats, they designed in America and built in America. I find it fascinating that they were knocking out one a day.
Wow.
Right? They had just this plant that they just built to knock out these Liberty ships. Yeah. And they would just poof, poof, every day launch it. It's just crazy. What city's
Look at
that
this.
for?
Look at this destruction, man.
What city's that? Is that San Francisco?
I don't know. This is it is San Francisco. It's 1906.
Yeah. April 1906.
Yep.
Yeah. Whatever happened that day?
That's at the
Looks
top
like
of a mountain,
Golden
man. They built that at the top of a mountain.
Seen loads like that. I have. It's just incredible, and they really just blow your mind to think they got the materials all the way up there.
Yeah. Is this Edinburgh again?
No, it's not. I don't even think it's Britain. I think that's Germany. Oh, what's that? Yorkshire Penny. Oh, this is London. Here, that's going down to Constitutional Avenue, Constitutional Road. Look at that, Yorkshire Penny Bank.
I like those buses, man. Those are cool.
Yeah, the trams. We had them here in Cardiff, electric trams, but they got rid of them in the 60s for some reason. Brought diesel, smelly old diesel buses in. Yay. Yeah, that's pretty, isn't it? Look at that building. Oh, there's a side view. So, yeah.
Look at all the. Okay, look. You see all this construction on the side?
Yeah, the walls and that. Yeah.
Hey, none of that's there.
Will have it. It's water damage from.
Say, none of that's there today.
Really?
Yeah, you see these constructions right here on the side of the street?
Yeah, the walls. Yeah,
yeah, they're not there today.
So they took it all away, did they?
Oh, I'm not talking about the brickwork that's protecting the side.
These buildings to the one
side. I'm talking
side.
about this. At the bottom left, there's a building coming off this.
Oh, I wonder what was going on with that then.
That thing's not there no more. I just looked at some aerial pictures.
Wow.
Okay. So here's the Alamo. What the hell is this giant structure next to it?
I can't believe that is the Alamo. Is this San Antonio, isn't it?
There's Texas flag right there.
Yeah, San Antonio. So how come they had all of this attack and it's a Greco-Romano building? It's got the columns.
There's a giant old ass building right next to the Alamo in this picture.
Yeah, that is nuts. Look at the size of that thing. It's probably, is it there in the modern day? I wonder. I'd love to see the Alamo on Google. I think I'll actually have to.
Hey, will somebody do a search to see if this giant building is still standing there in San Antonio, Texas, right next to the Alamo, please? Yeah. Somebody in the comments, somebody leave a chat, because this right here, I've been to San Antonio, I've been to the Riverwalk and the Alamo. I don't remember this big ass building.
Right. Well, maybe they demolished it then. What was the Alamo supposed to be? A missionary?
Yeah, 1836, United States, 1845, Texas fought for its independence against Mexico.
Yeah. Right. What size is that thing? Again, I think that they are earthquake proof. They have all the granite at the bottom. I've seen that before. That's in New York City, isn't it?
Look at this weird
it's like music in a building. I know. It's just. I've looked at that recently. That building recently. That's just insane.
I just don't understand why they built all these high-rise buildings to be so small and just go straight up like that. It's because they're small squares and they just go all the way up.
That's an interesting point, that is actually. I don't think it's to do with ground rent back in the day, was it? Now they built it.
Because it's not bigger around like this big mansion, this apartment complex right here.
Yeah, it's not a big footprint, is it?
Yeah, it's not a big footprint. It takes up a small amount of space, but it's a lot of real estate because it just goes straight high in the sky.
Whoa.
I don't know where this is, but that's a hell of a fortress.
Yeah, try and impregnate that. Try and get in there. How would you get in there anyway? You wouldn't be able to.
You're going to need some heavy artillery.
You're going to need some guns. A whole lot of guns.
Yeah.
Right. Hazard a guess. At Madrid. Oh, the Flatiron. Really interesting that them statues at the top are like two Phoenician statues, and at some time in the past they've taken them away. Don't know why they would do that.
I don't know.
But it's such an interesting.
Yeah, it's It's called the Flatiron Building. It was. It used to be called the Fuller Building because it was the Fuller Construction Company that built it. But
first skyscraper in the world, apparently.
21 stories. It's the first stone skyscraper in the world. The French still want to count the Eiffel Tower.
Right, but look, why so thin? It's just crazy design, isn't it? The first effort, and it's just that weird.
According to the narrative, they started building it in 1901 and they finished in May of 1902.
Interesting year.
No, that's the Phoenix year. Yeah. Hey, how would you like a necklace of finger bones?
Lovely touch, lovely. What's that from? 1903, George Barry. Necklace of human fingers. Lovely. Well, it's good if you get a finger chopped off because you'd have a replacement finger. There's always that. Look at that, the old Wild West of it looks like, doesn't it?
Oh, this is definitely 1890s, 18 something like that. Oh, it could be. Yeah, this could be 1880s.
They got a restaurant going on and a market. They got all sorts.
Everything's muddy.
Stop. We buy everything. They buy everything. Yeah, it is. So it's super muddy, isn't it?
Yeah, he's looking too. He's like, what? Everything?
And it's number 33 as well.
Wow.
Yeah. Wow. Whoa. Is that the thumbnail for this video? No.
I think it is.
Yeah. I was looking at that. Oh, look, they got a few buildings like that in Galveston, haven't they, still?
Yeah. Galveston's got some really unique buildings.
They look like look like that.
For a whole island that got wiped out in 1901, it's amazing those buildings are still there.
Guess me. Them wooden ones, obviously, behind, like, they've obviously been built after the event, have they?
I don't know. I don't know.
They look super old, them wooden buildings. They're just mad crazy old. That looks familiar. I was going to say.
I don't know, but looking at this picture here tells me it's a long time ago.
Yeah. For a minute, I thought it was in Austin, that Texas, Texas.
I mean, look.
It looks like Washington. It looks like the White House on top. They keep
the actual infrastructure right here is on the inside. This whole outer area is nothing but a palisade of pillars.
You got the same for the dome on the Capitol building. You literally see right through it. I've seen on photographs. It just looks, you can see straight through it. That I've seen before. This water feature. I've seen this before.
Yeah, it's a water fountain.
Yeah, I think it's in Madrid. This water feature. I've seen it.
What do you think that is right there?
Phoenix going on there, isn't it? Yeah, man. Yeah. Even flames and stuff, and then wobbly columns that we see everywhere. oh yeah, I've seen these before. These.
Yeah, they're all dead.
There's one I've seen in Peru, and they literally still got skin on their face. You can literally see what they look like. They're that well preserved. The Atacama, because it's so dry there. And yeah, that's crazy.
This is in Mexico.
Yeah, okay. Mexico, that's where we are. That'll explain the architecture then.
Look at the statues everywhere.
Why? What is the point? Why would they do that?
All these.
I don't think they're aesthetically pleasing. I think they're like weird. Effigies of people everywhere. Battle elephants. That's what we want. Look at that. And they literally stuck a battle elephant on a badge. You joking?
Yeah, I think what we're looking at here is Hannibal's crossing the Alps.
Yeah.
When he attacked Rome.
Yeah, see, that makes little sense to me. All right, I dig that Hannibal went across the Alps with elephants, but we haven't got really elephants in Europe, so he must have gone to Africa.
Well, no, Hannibal was from Carthage in North Africa.
Okay, so what size years? Because there's a difference between African elephants and Indian elephants.
Yeah, well, the African elephant, I believe, is smaller than the Indian elephant, or it might be vice versa. I don't know, but I know this in the Greek records, we have a lot of accounts of Hannibal's invasion, but it was he lost almost every elephant going through the Alps.
Right. Interesting.
He still succeeded in 18 years of warfare against Rome in their own backyard. He was in Italy beating the crap out of them.
He was. He did
because
awesome.
the Romans had never been on the defensive before. They've always sent their legionnaires in provincial armies against their enemies. But when Hannibal took it to Rome and put them on the defensive, it took them 18 years to finally come up with a plan to deal with Hannibal. And the only plan they could come up with was, let's just attack Carthage because we'll force Hannibal to go back to Africa.
Yeah, man.
That's what happened.
It's like we're getting our asses kicked, yeah? It's like we have to do something about this.
That's 1950s. Or late 40s. It could be late 40s. Look at the style of the vehicles.
Yeah, I would say late 40s, early 50s, definitely.
Yeah.
But it's a cleaner world, you know, everybody's so well presented, their clothes are lovely, there's no garbage everywhere. It's just such a better world back then. So I got a shit in a handbag now. I'm sure
we got a big old sign right here in the middle that says Apollo.
The Apollo Theater.
Right here we got Bumstein or something. Blumstein.
Yeah. Blumstein. Probably a diamond shop. Yeah, I've seen that.
So the only reason I'm showing this is because a lot of people take some of the images, and I know you're sensitive to this. You've caught people doing it before, but they'll take these concept pieces and then pretend that this was a real thing in the past. You know what I mean?
All the time. See it all the time.
This is a concept piece. This is just an idea from an artist that appeared in a magazine.
A futurist. No, that existed. The U.S. Army tried to get that up in the air.
Yeah, it wasn't real successful. It was based off a German model.
It was. Yeah, so that did exist. I've seen film of that. So that's the French trying to invade Britain using air balloons and tens of thousands of troops. Again, that didn't actually happen in real life, but they are showing it there.
It's crazy. Yeah, there's an author named Naomi Novak. She is a PhD historian, and she wrote a book about a dragon named Temeraire. I actually read the series of books. It's very good. And she uses the actual historical record and keeps it as precise as she can. Now, she invents the characters, but she keeps those as close to French are acting French, the British are acting British, and all that. But Naomi Novak wrote a fantastic series of books about the Napoleonic Wars. And the only thing she changed from the historical record is she introduced different species of dragons being used by the French and the English.
Super interesting.
Hey, they're real good books. It's Naomi Novak.
Sounds it. And that's the only thing that changed. Everything else is authentic.
Everything else is authentic. It's all she goes by the historical record. She just rewrote all the battles and all that history of the Napoleonic Wars using dragons. And Temeraire is a dragon that was found when the English had fought a French ship. And the French ship had just captured some Portuguese pirates who had just jacked a Chinese royal freighter for its cargo. And they found dragon eggs, which are common. But what they didn't understand was one of the dragon eggs was discolored. So the British end up getting it. And the captain of the ship, I can't remember his name, but he's the main character. He goes ahead and he reads in English and French every night to himself, but he reads out loud. And he has no idea that Temeraire, the dragon, which is a Chinese imperial dragon, one of the most lethal, is being raised as a British student because dragons are trained while they're in the egg. The shell vibrates everything that it receives. So this dragon is learning both English and French. And when it hatches, it instantly bonds with this English captain. And Temeraire, the dragon, is the one that changes the whole focus of the war. Pretty good.
That's amazing. What's the book called?
The author's name is Naomi Novak, and she wrote 6 books about the dragon Temeraire. It's really good reads.
That's amazing. Really, really love to read that. Wow.
She's an actual historian. She did a really good job, creative fiction. This is a really strange building. I believe this is India.
I don't know. I think this is in Rangoon, or what we
Okay.
mentioned earlier.
This is what is that, Malaysia or Indonesia?
They got them up there too, even in Borneo. But no, I think I have seen this one. I think it's in Bangladesh. So there's an Egyptian looking.
Yeah, but where is it? How come we haven't seen this today? Where's the statue? Isn't this the animal form of Hathor?
Exactly that. So where would that be?
Somebody's taken that and put it in a museum or something.
Yeah, I haven't seen that. I know this. That's in Munich, I think. I'm looking at that clock there with the paintings on it.
Yeah.
I think it's Munich. What's to see on that bus, on that tram? Well, it's definitely Germany.
To me, it's all interesting, man. This is all windows into the past. I am not an expert at analyzing photographs. As a matter of fact, you already know in Archaix, I just don't even use photographs as evidence of anything.
Listen, every picture tells 1,000 words. There's something you can discover in everyone, and they are really, this is a world that doesn't exist anymore. Everyone in these pictures is dead, long dead. The people who built these. Look at the size of that thing.
Look at the size. Look, the buildings in the front aren't small.
Yeah.
Look.
Tiny compared to it. Wow, the size of that window as well is bigger than a building. It's like a skyscraper.
Yeah, hell yeah. Amazing.
It's mad brilliant.
These houses are blowing my mind. They are so bad.
Well, I've been down that street. That's in York, and it's called the Shambles, and it looks exactly the same. No.
It's so cool. It would be so cool living in this room where these two people are hanging out this window.
They can literally talk across to one another.
Yeah, hell yeah.
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 That's the left.
If you're living like this, you know everybody's business.
Yeah, you would. Oh, look at that, though.
The flag says 1870.
Yeah, that's actually a German flag. So that was Germany. Right, it looks like there's a tower missing off that one, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And it looks. Why does it look all dirty in such a manner? What? There's no. Why is polluting the air so much?
It looks burned.
It looks burnt. It looks sooted. God, when I was a child, you touched anything in London and you were covered in this black soot. Your clothes would be ruined if you touched a building. So if you just touched anything with your hand would be black. Just off pollution when I was a kid. It's horrible. Whoa. Look at the wrought iron gatework. Why would they make such an effort?
Yeah, that's insane.
It's just insane. I've seen more sigils and stuff in them as well. I always thought like, oh, right, so the subtle energies are just passing through there and they're grabbing them and doing things with wrought iron. So what is that? An old aqueduct covered in green because it's so ancient.
Yeah, look, it's already overgrown with plants.
Yeah, and another bridge underneath. Maybe, yeah. Well, that's one of those Staff Road bridges, isn't it?
Listen, there's no way in hell I'm walking across that.
I'd give it a go. They seem all right. They got the kids on there. These are in the east, aren't they? This is like in Vietnam or something.
This whole thing's made out of vines.
I'm sure it's safe.
This is some Indiana Jones shit here, man.
They got bridges like that in the Far East that have been going like 1,000 years, and they just keep on touching them up or something. Yeah, that's in Brussels, in Belgium. Yeah, I've seen that.
Crazy.
Seen that.
It looks like a phoenix. Look, it may be an eagle or a phoenix at the top on the right.
I think it is. I've seen it. Yeah. Look at all the statues up there, though. Nobody's going to look up there and see.
Crazy.
Yeah, I know.
That's
and they're going to pump all that water up. It's all of the pumping and all of the systems are all underground from natural systems. So how do you think in the antique world they were actually pumping these things up? Well, some of the towers in antiquity, they're using.
Well, I mean, I could design the system if one of these buildings was actually cleverly concealing a large water tank on the second or third floor, it would provide me the pressure to maintain that fountain.
Exactly, something like that along them lines. That's what they were doing it, yeah. Okay, that looks familiar. It's a statue of.
The date is in Roman numerals.
Yeah, but it's Petro Pavlov. I think I don't know where we are here. It looks like Germany to me.
Cafe Neptune.
Look at all these buildings, all the stuff that's on the top, the wrought iron. What does it say on that one over there? Hans Hus.
Hans Hus.
Still in Germany. Looks a bit like Munich to me.
Yeah. Well, there's a horse. There's no cars here. There's a horse and buggy.
Oh man. And they still. Isn't it interesting that they had the electric tram before the automobile? I find that fascinating. So it's like really futuristic, isn't it?
Right.
I've seen this one. The great somatic window in the front of that you see on the top of the dome.
It's a massive window, but
it's got to be the biggest in the world. Yeah, and the bottom one too. Yeah, it's just crazy. There it is. I've seen that one. The size of that tower, though. Yeah. Have you ever seen the old pictures of Bologna in Italy? There's like literally 90 skyscrapers, and they are massive.
Man, this shit looks like this is like Sauron's tower in Mordor.
With the eye on top. It's never one of those land bridges.
Yeah, man, it's amazing.
Is it just a
I'll walk on that one. I'll definitely walk on that one.
I don't think you snap that. So you went on that crazy ride, Jason, in Galveston.
Man, I'm never doing that again. Dawn almost killed me.
That was foolish. You could have killed yourself. People die on them things, man.
Man, I'm 222. I'm 222 pounds. I got no business on a chair suspended by 4 thin chains.
Yeah. Man, that must have been painful, man. It squeezes all your organs here, there, and everything. No, man.
I did not like it at all.
I did.
And I conveyed to her how displeased I was for her shaming me into getting on that ride.
Like go on there, chicken, and you had to go and do it, and it was like the worst thing ever. Oh my god, it's so high. I can't believe you went on that. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Seeing is believing. You have to see how high it was, guys. Right, this looks familiar to me.
That's a huge. That aqueduct is actually a beach. It's a huge waterfront up there.
Yeah, that size them arches as well. Right.
I got another picture. I got another picture that shows what it looks like looking down the street. It's covered in people.
Avenue Gruber, that was called. I think it was still in Germany there. We got the motor car. Got the 1920s motor car, and we got a nice arch, which look like horseshoe magnets. And there's rooms inside them as well. A lot of these arches.
Yeah, this right here is just overkill, man. On the art.
Yeah, it is definitely overkill. Looks like ice. It looks like it's made of fondant. But it's a little bit different than the usual style. They usually got like quadrigas on top and stuff, but this one's not even like a classical decoration, is it? It's completely different. It's got the angels. It's more church-like. Yeah, it's really weird, that one. Oh, that's nice. The decoration on that.
I don't know where this is, but it's not. But it's beautiful.
Looks like Rome or something. But look at that beautiful staircase decoration. And it's just at the back of a building. It's not even the front, is it really?
Right.
I have seen that before.
It's smaller than it looks. It's not as big as the other one.
No, it's not, but it's still something going on with them windows. We've seen that one. I think we've seen that one.
Yeah, that's probably a double picture.
Yeah. Yeah. Why do you think the effort with the statues? And it's always the same characters as well. It's just crazy. Oh, that looks a bit morbid.
Johann Varyk.
Johann Varyk. No,
I don't know who that is.
Some Germanic narrative behind it. They're quite gnarly too, some of them narratives.
This could be in Poland.
Could be.
Huge. I just selected a bunch of pictures, man. I still got
man, it's a good choice. Look at the size of that tower there. It looks a bit more like Poland, actually. And let's see that window on the corner there, blocked up. So there's a narrative that in the 1800s, late 1800s, that there was a thing called window tax, but this is for Britain. Yet you see the same thing everywhere in the world. And that just can't be that they did window tax everywhere in the world. So I think there's another reason for it.
Okay, there's something. It's all burned up here.
Yeah.
See that?
Blackened. It looks blackened and damaged.
So this thing went higher.
Yeah. Something's come off of that. No, I don't agree with that. Okay, we are looking more Polish. But a lot of this has disappeared in the war. They didn't leave a lot of antiquity in Poland after the war, you know. They really did a number on Poland, especially the cities.
Yeah, that's awesome.
That's that tower. I've seen that was we were looking at earlier. Looks like there's a canal there as well or something. That's pretty.
Yeah. I can't pan down.
Yeah. There's a place I've been to in Belgium called Bruges, and it's all canals and beautiful buildings like that. And they light up all the canals with different colours, and they go off all the buildings with all the ripply effect, like water. Oh, it was just so beautiful. What a beautiful place Bruges is.
Damn.
I know.
Hey, she just chilling?
No, man, she's working on a call. I bet you any money. And that's what that thing is there. Don't think it's the fish. I think that's coal.
Look at that one.
Yeah, giant spark plug on the top. And the other two. Yeah, that's a crazy Vimana. It's probably going to take off. They're all Vimanas. Oh, the bells as well. Yeah. All that tech on top.
Man, I love looking at these old cities.
Yeah, it just takes you away. I like investigating, find out where we are, because I think we do pretty well. You know, finding out these destinations by reading what's going on. Yeah, I think this is Stiller and that. It's not Poland, is it?
I don't know. It's weird. Look at the size of these cities, man. Yeah, these are people.
Yeah. After 1940. Why did they build the infrastructure for these cities before the motor car was invented? Like wide berths, you know, for the motor car before it was even been invented. Because I think they're going on older worlds grid patterns. My God, they got a rush hour going on there. There must be 100,000 people there.
They didn't even have traffic lights back then. They didn't have any of that.
They only started doing left and right traffic in the first half of the last century. Until then, it was every man for himself. Everyone was going in all different directions. That's the Reichstag building, isn't it?
Oh, I don't know. I showed it earlier. I don't know if that's the same one.
Is. That's what it says over there, over the door.
Oh, this is Dushenor Volk.
For the Dutch people, for the German people. So I definitely think that was the Reichstag.
And every single building is a piece of art all the way down.
It is. And I noticed with the manicured streets, they got like the trees are just like 20, 25-year-old. They're never really big old trees in these streets, I've noticed. I wonder what the purpose of that gate is. Probably pay a toll to come into our city and pay a toll. They used to do that. They used to have tall cities.
Yeah.
Mm.
This is in Southeast Asia.
Yeah, it looks like. Whoa. I think that is in Gujarat, and I think that's that red fort. Might be wrong. No.
Massive.
Fort. Yeah, massive.
It's massive, whatever it is.
It's a fort. I think it's the entrance to a fort. I'm not. I think this is the one in Gujarat. What the hell? That looks weird, doesn't it? It's like a clock tower sticking out the top of a little chapel. Oh no, it's beside it, isn't it?
Yeah,
that's weird.
Look at the tower down here. It's a circular staircase tower.
Yeah, it is too. It is too. Wow, that's unusual. You never see that usually.
Well, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's 5 floors, man.
5 stories up.
Just right there.
Imagine what that is then. This tower here. Wow. 2:30 in the afternoon. Whoa. That looks Moorish, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
The minaret.
Again,
so,
Southeast Asia.
Yeah. And that's the Mostar Bridge. They got blown up during the Balkans War, but they've rebuilt it since in Mostar.
What is it? What kind of bridge?
It's called the Mostar Bridge.
Okay.
Yeah, it's in the Balkans, I think Bosnia, and it got blown up in the war, in the Bosnian War, in the Balkans War. And then there's literally YouTube videos of it being blown up, and it's ancient.
Wow.
Yeah, but they've rebuilt it. It's back there now, Mostar Bridge.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can you imagine what it was like? Oh, tobacco in there. What's that? Tarax. I'm not sure what that is. But it'd be lovely. I bet the smells are nice of real coffee.
Hell yeah.
Yeah,
Depot. It says Depot Central. This is English.
Oh, right. Okay.
It says Depot Central right there.
Yeah.
It says articles on the wall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, so that's early colorized footage. Film. Photo. Again, with I think that's Belgium again.
Crazy.
Yeah, and all the fresh produce. They never had nothing pre-processed back then. I bet no wonder they were so healthy. You never see any obesity in old films. You don't see any in the 1960s or in the 70s even. This is like a new phenomenon, thanks to fast foods. Wow, they're beautiful, aren't they? But to know the minds that like literally thought this out, you know, what were they thinking with the, I'll just draw a load of crazy shit all the way up.
Well, all the architecture was basically designed. It's all personal to the architect because none of these are the same.
No, they're not. They're not. But there is. Was the biggest building in the world of the 1800s.
Yeah, that's huge building.
Yeah, it's the Hotel de Ville in Brussels.
Wow.
Yeah, it's still there today. It had a big fire. The dome burnt off. You can see footage of that online. Okay, I've seen this before. Again, that's an opera house. I'm not sure if that's Austria.
All the way up and down the street, the architecture is fantastic.
And the domes, I absolutely love the domes. And they always got statues on top of the domes, haven't they? I wonder if that's a bolt of lightning in his hand.
So this is an electric.
Electric. It works like one of those Dodgem cars.
Man, they were styling wearing those hats back then, man.
When we had electric buses when I was a kid, they literally turned the corner and it done couple, and the power would drop, and the driver would have to get up with this long pole and couple it back onto the wire again so we could go again. It's just crazy. Well, that's crazy.
It's a whole cityscape.
Yeah, that looks familiar to me as well. Size of these places, though. And now in the modern day, they've knocked a lot of these down and just put glass skyscrapers.
This is Germany right here.
Yeah. Yeah, these big, broad plazas that they have. But they all got these domes, haven't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Domes are weird. And these street lights are still artistic as hell.
Yeah, I don't think that is a gas light because basically they would have to come around with a stick to light it every day, and it seems a bit high.
Right. This is a cool picture.
Yeah.
That's a cool picture.
He's sitting on top of it. You're not allowed to go up them in the modern day, apparently.
Yeah. He's on top of the Great Pyramid looking at the shadow the sun made from the Great Pyramid. That's awesome.
Oh, yeah, that is a really cool picture. There's vandalism on top. It says glove.
Oh, I know. All these inscriptions are people who visited and wanted to put their names on top of the Great Pyramid.
Oh, right. I bet there's some from the Napoleonic era then, on the First World War, because they were stationed there, weren't they?
Well, somebody went up there and wrote 1764 and put their name on it. 1764 was a Phoenix year.
Huh.
Yeah, I've seen pictures of those up there.
Yeah, that's I don't know. I'd say Germany. Yeah, they're crazy then, these features for water features with all of this, antiquitech and decoration going on. Right. I think it's Wilhelm Reich water structuring technology is what I think is going on. I think they were working on the water to give us really good water. Right, what is that? Oh, what were they thinking? I think they're taking what's going on with these Mesoamericans is they're taking real loads of like possible hallucinogenics, ayahuasca and that, and it comes up in their artwork.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because they're really trippy artworks, aren't they? Yeah, the size of that thing, beautiful.
Beautiful buildings.
Wow, the size of that compared to the things in the front. But I don't think these places were houses of worship in the far off past. I think these were not originally built for that purpose whatsoever. There's no people. There's only a few people.
Only a few people here.
Yeah, down that street. Oh, there's a couple of they have quiet times in the morning.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Benefit of the doubt. Oh, we're getting a bit mosquey. We're getting some mosques going on now.
Yeah, we got electric lines here at the top.
Yeah. First electric trams, 1875. Apparently, before then, horse-drawn, and a lot of other places horse-drawn's a lot later. They say Melbourne, first city with electric tram system, biggest in the world. Look at that. Ugh. I'll tell you something I do. I look at photos upside down to see what they look like upside down as well, just in case I'm missing something. It's like, that looks like a ship. Oh, some of them look like space rockets. Whoa. Again,
that
what
is
were they
old.
thinking? Is that a church?
I don't know what it is, man.
I think it might be.
Oh, John Levy probably knows a bunch of these pictures. He probably.
Oh yeah, for sure. He goes through a lot. We're 1:20 in the afternoon. Days of the automobile. But look how clean the streets are. Absolutely beautiful.
They parked in the middle of the street. See that?
Yeah.
Pedestrians got the right and the left. Vehicles stayed in the middle.
That's really cool. I guess they had to. You can't just go tearing off down the road. The brakes were probably hopeless. See, again, with these little tiny trees, none of them are ever established.
Look, in this one picture, you got people on feet. You got a guy on a bicycle right here. You got a rickshaw. Here's another rickshaw.
What? Where's his legs then?
Yeah, they're right there. He's running his, and you got a little Model T.
Right.
Look.
Well, I don't think this is in the east. The buildings don't look like. So what's the rickshaws doing there? Oh, maybe.
May have been something popular in like Mexico City.
Don't know. They got Chinatowns everywhere. San Francisco's got one, haven't they?
Yeah.
Manchester.
There's a lot of electrical lines here, though.
Yeah, it's Spaghetti Junction up there, isn't it? Wow. See, that could be anywhere, couldn't it? It could be Australia, America, or Britain, or France, or Germany, or Mexico.
Yep.
Rio de Janeiro. Oh, that's Venice. Know that anywhere.
What are these things at the top? What are these things at the top?
Resonators, we think, and they go onto a ball underneath that possibly contains mercury. And you can just grab charge out of the ether. They resonate, they shake. You can literally feel them, and they just resonate in the wind. Literally, the railings outside where I live here, when the wind blows through them, they whistle. And if you touch them, they vibrate. So it's the same technology as that, but more with electrostatic charge.
This is a lot of angles in here and a lot of statues.
Yeah, look at all of them windows with they got beautiful geometry in them as well. So they know about like Fibonacci sequence, and they know about the golden ratio when they're doing these buildings, because you can see it. Yeah, I've seen that. It's just like all of these like mermaids and stuff all climbing up these rocks.
Yeah. Nobody makes statues like this anymore.
No. Well, what would be the point? They do a thing called public art now, which is usually like something really stupid.
Yeah, I've seen one of the recent ones in the United States. It's like a big old butt plug.
Oh, they do the same. Yeah, it's a big old butt plug. That's what they do. Yeah, it's the same thing. They just do stupid. Yeah,
stupid.
Yeah, I know. Architecture's got the shit. They don't have anything.
It's stupid communist doctrine. take all their arts, reduce them to nothing.
Yeah, it is. It is. Destroying cultures, destroying our past culture and our rich heritage that goes before us. I think it's disgusting. That could be anywhere in Russia or Poland even, or the Ukraine. Yeah. Austria. That is the Austrian Opera House.
Yeah, it's awesome.
It is absolutely awesome inside it as well. You want to see the statues inside it, the marble staircase. All of the opera houses of Europe are just the best buildings in the world. They're just crazy. That's unusual, isn't it? Where's the tower on that? It's just got like a little double roof on it.
Yeah.
It's like something's missing and they just capped it off. That looks wrong. But again, massive, isn't it, compared to its surroundings?
Yep. That's pretty small. It's got an elephant right here.
Yeah, just look at the elephant.
I don't know.
I don't know either. It's just, what was the point of it? Oh, I've seen that. Yeah, that's crazy. That again looks like a spark plug. I think it's in Iran. It's good job of guessing today. I think we're really smashing it, guys. I'm guessing a destination.
I only see 2 people in this entire photo.
Yeah, over there on the right, on the left. Yeah,
right there on the left.
Yeah, there's no one about, is there?
These 2 people right here.
But again, with the trees, it's like, you know, how long have them trees been growing? It's like not long.
No.
You always see it in the buildings are, you know, seemingly ancient. God, Sintigana, I would say that was Germany.
What's crazy is see, the pictures that I'm showing now in this video, this is the state of architecture before all of a sudden, all over the world, everybody started using red brick.
And then there was brutalism, where they uglified a lot of the buildings.
Yeah.
I thought that was a weird era as well. Yeah, that's again in...
yeah, we saw that one already.
Edinburgh. That's Edinburgh as well, up on top of the hill, which is called King Arthur's Seat. That one there. I've got a King Arthur's Seat as well here in Wales, where I live, near to me. There's a lot of King Arthur heritage where I live. A lot of people think that... Do you know the work of Wilson and Blackett? Have you ever heard about that? What they tell you about it all?
No.
King Arthur. No, I got their autograph book over there. It's a beautiful leather-bound book I'd given to me. But he died last year, this Wilson. And what he was saying about King Arthur was just rocking British establishment, man. They didn't like it one bit. He had bricks coming through his window. He had threats, all sorts. And they just discredited him in academia. But he was a brilliant author. And his research was sound. So what's the time on there? 3:15 in the afternoon. It looks like 2. It's a beautiful summer's day. Weird buildings. Yeah, that looks familiar to me as well.
So badass.
Yeah, these things are all over Europe. These, I wouldn't like to even say what they are, but I think it's some sort of technology for creating healing resonance, like they do when you get orgonite pyramids. Because I sat under an orgonite pyramid once. I got out and I was like, whoa, that's nice. I feel a lot better. So they definitely work. Yeah, they definitely work. I don't think it was psychosomatic. I think they definitely worked. I think orgonite is a thing. I got an orgonite pyramid behind me. I definitely think it helps with the electromagnetics.
Yeah, I got a little tiny one somebody sent me.
Yeah, well, it helped dampen down the electromagnetics. I got a couple of things, like this thing used to be on my mobile phone. That creates, like a shield, an electromagnetic shield, if you keep it close to you. So I do that. So I bet the world was a lot different between all these, the air.
Look at that, man! I would buy that. I love that house.
Yeah, it looks a bit like Hans Christian Andersen, doesn't it?
Yeah, see, look, you got your family business on the ground floor. family business, then a workshop on the second floor, and then all the family are living in rooms all the way up to the top of the house.
There's a lot of people in there as well. What would you do then? I might do. I would do either candle making, which I quite like, or
I would definitely be into vintage book sales.
Oh, of course you would. Yeah. Damn. Yeah, of course you would. Cool. Imagine going back in time to the old bookshops. Whew. Yeah, that's beautiful. I don't know where that is though. Wow, these places, hardly, how many of these even exist? And do they look that beautiful in the modern day? Don't they? They just seem to have lost something. It's like a different realm. The vibration is different.
Whole different world, man.
Whole different world. Feels different looking at them. You can only wonder. Because look how different it is from like when we were kids. The way people thought then and the way things were before the internet.
Right.
Where you had to use telephones and write letters and actually talk to people. It was really weird. Whoa, look at that thing.
Crazy.
I bet that's the mental asylum.
It's probably a sanitarium.
Of some sort. They usually stick them way out of the way where nobody can hear you scream. Yeah. Another thing we find with the old churches as well is none of them got any graveyards. The graveyards seem to be a later thing, like in the mid 1800s onwards. But the churches in 1700s, you don't see any graves in any of the graveyards. Only inside the churches, like saints or lords or whatever, are put inside them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's there in the modern day. I think that's in Munich, that's in Germany. Why the hell would they have an entrance to a bridge like that? It's just beyond me.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it's beautiful. I've seen that in the modern day. And some of them buildings got exterior tiles as well, I've noticed, like stuck on the outside of the building. Especially in the Czech Republic, there's quite a few there that got that. Outside conduits. What's on that post there? Looks like a bunch of bananas. So a load of white things there.
Right here?
Yeah, look at that. Is that bells?
I don't know what that is.
Look like bells or something. There's no wires. No wires coming off here. But yeah, they're all happy enough, aren't they? Look at them all going about their day. I wonder who designs the fashions and the changing fashions, because in the 1700s the fashions were amazing, and then you get the 1800s and it's all like rough materials and just not the same. It just took a real big plummet. So yeah, Fort Wood, the Star Fort on Liberty Island, full of esoteric meaning. On other photographs you see like stars and crescent moons and,
yeah. Well, this star for a star fort, it's very unusual to me that it's got 11 points instead of 12.
That's a good point.
The Statue of Liberty right here. There's 11 triangles here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, there's 11 of them.
I find it difficult to believe that they literally brought the whole statue built over on a raft and then put it up on that weird massive stone plinth that's got buildings inside and rooms inside.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's to me it's Apollo anyway. So
it is. No, there's no doubt about that. Yeah.
Crazy.
I think it's there a lot longer. I've seen pictures of it where it says Apollo underneath, and it's got like laser beams shooting out of it. You've seen that image? It's all like laser beams coming out of its head. That's New York. That's Broadway, isn't it?
Yeah.
Times Square.
Yep.
Yeah. And I think that's Wall Street. I know that bank. JP Morgan's bank. So that Brooklyn Bridge is there already. Washington Bridge.
That's old New York.
Yeah, man. Look at that. I can't see any curve on that picture. Just saying.
Yeah. Old New York.
I'd love to go to old Gotham, old New York, and look at it. I mean, the amazingest thing ever. Venice. That is the. I've been over that bridge. Yeah. No, that's not in Venice. There's no canal. That's in the University of Oxford. I've seen that too.
That's
so there's one that goes.
That's a fantastic little street bridge to get you from
Yeah, I've
building
seen
to
it.
building.
There's one that goes over a canal in Venice, the bridge of sighs, and there's like apparently you went over it, and that was the last thing you ever seen because the other side of the bridge was the Spanish Inquisition or the Inquisition, so it wasn't going to go down favorably. So the exposition's gone from there, underneath, except for the building, the circular building. The rest is gone from here.
Wow.
It's all gone, and they built a later one. Then there's been a few since the.
It's crazy how these old buildings have these gargoyles.
Yeah, that's Notre Dame. That gargoyle. I think they were added later. There's Notre Dame on the Citadel of Paris with the catacombs underneath. Look at the size of that window.
Yeah, it's huge.
Again with some semantics. Yeah, these are Paris. These ones. Yeah, Paris is anomalous, man. I guess destroyed 1871, and it's all brand new and looking stonking again. Have you ever seen that one before?
This is China right here.
Yeah, it's called Tartar Palace.
Oh, it is?
Yeah. Yeah, it's absolutely massive on the other side. It's just crazy big. But again, big to the Tartars. So, what would you think that was?
Ain't no way in hell I'm fixing to be underneath. That's an ancient petrified mushroom.
Do you reckon?
I don't know. I don't know what it is, but I wouldn't
Maybe
be
the top bit fell off and the bottom bit was a mushroom. But yeah, you see these standing. It's like, what? Where's the rest of the world? How does it stay there?
Yeah, there's no way I'm gonna be up underneath it.
Right. Ooh, a wild guess at this would be, I don't know, but that is Moscow. Yeah, I've seen this frontage before. Can't remember though.
Well, this is Russia.
Oh, right. Yeah, look at that thing though. Oh my God. You got some beautiful architecture. I've been in some of them buildings in Russia. They make your nose bleed, man. I don't even know why they built them so big. It's just, you go in there and it's like the concrete and the size. First your head starts to hurt and then you feel like, oh my God, I'm going to pass out. Just the size. I don't even know why they built that big. It's just nuts. Built for giants. That's what they did.
Look at that phoenix at the top of that building.
Yeah, man. I think that's
huge. That thing's huge.
Oh, yeah. On a Prague railway station, they had a big bat with a human face. It was supposed to be Count Dracula. It's like they have vampires on the railway station, Jason. I thought that was really weird.
In Prague?
Yeah. It's not that far, really, from Transylvania.
I was going to say, how far is that from Wallachia, Transylvania?
Not that far. Bohemia is a really unusual place. It's not like the rest of the Czech.
I got some demons in here. They go in a different file.
Oh my God!
Those are demons. That's not.
Oh my God! Put it back. No, you're scaring me now, Jason.
When you come out of the womb and realize your consciousness has been ripped from the void and placed inside a flesh prison on a third-dimensional karmic enslaved prison planet to suffer for years and transmute that shit into light, then die.
Well, that's one way of looking at it. I wouldn't be as negative as all that. I search for the beauty in the world. There's things happening.
It's just a meme. I'm just teasing.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying, but that is what people are thinking. That is like.
Yeah, a lot of people think it's soul trap. I don't buy a soul trap.
I don't either. I think it just devalues the whole of our existence and the meaning of life. What would be the fucking purpose to it all? Like with that mentality.
So this is Chichen Itza?
Chichen Itza, yes, it is.
Before it was all rebuilt to look like it does now. And here's what you won't find in the modern day Chichen Itza.
Is it all covered up?
You're not going to find this. They removed it.
Big bird.
This pelican. In my own research, I found that pelican excuse me. The pelican was a symbol of hope to European mariners because if you saw a pelican, that means land was nearby.
Okay. Makes sense.
But we got pelicans here, man, on these ruins.
It's quite far from the sea as well, isn't it?
I don't know if Chichen Itza is called 100 miles.
Chichen Itza is not on the coast, no. There's the Flatiron again.
Yeah.
See, it hasn't got them statues on top. I don't know when they took them off.
You know about all this.
I would say that is in Karnak.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all. That's all. No, that was that's not Karnak. That's the Osirion. Abydos. There's another one of those deals. Hey, you ever seen this map? Got Tartary and the Independent in the middle.
Sure, I have.
Grand Tartary.
Could you just mark up? I want to see how close they are to the Scythians, because I was reading about marijuana actually, and the Scythians was apparently the ones that turns on the world, not other places like you think. But the whole thing seems to be Grand Tartary. But it's an interesting look. You've got the Bering Straits there, and that yellow bit that you get on the far right hand side above Japan. Is that supposed to be America?
I don't know.
Because you were not that close to Japan, but there's no other island up there. So
it doesn't. Now that one doesn't show the Americas. Hey, look at this. This is from 1892.
Seen it? I know. Even then, they knew. I know.
Look at that. 1892. In the newspapers, they were already warning people, don't do it.
I know. Yeah, there was a whole movement, meetings of people, and
that's Martinique again, 1902.
So they're all just like burnt from the pyroclastic flow. Got cooked. There's a swastika on that one.
Yeah, this is in England.
Yeah, looks. What's that? Bell.
How do you say that? Wigtownshire?
Where to? Wigtonshire, yeah. Wigtonshire. So you've got cross. And looks like a bit missing on a swastika. What would you think that was?
Shrine of the Saint Manchin, an ancient Irish relic.
Right, so carrying it around for reliquary then, is it?
I don't know what that is, but that's crazy. Hey, check this out. On May 31st, 2013, President Trump announced that the United States will be celebrating a return of the World Fairs in 3 years. So
really?
He said that in 2023, which means in 2026, we're going to start, if he's right, we're going to start doing the World Fairs again. I find this interesting because I got 3-year-old predictions videos where I'm telling everybody on my channel, listen, I don't care where the economy looks like it's going. I don't care what the media says, but real soon you're going to see a turnabout with the U.S. economy and it's going to spike. And you guys are going to be real surprised that all this was in the plans and that, and here it is. I just found this the other day. I didn't even know that Trump had said that.
And why would they put that in? There even claims the free energy technology utilized in Tesla towers, but they're on about they're on about Antiquitech.
Listen, they're bringing Trump in after they've already effed everything up to the point of no return. They're going to bring Trump back in as something. I don't know if he's going to be president or not, but they're going to bring him back in as something, and he's going to correct all these problems. He's going to be the savior. He's going to be the Prince of Peace. He's going to be all these things. Well, man, he's not. He's not. He's working for the tiny hats. But 1852. Here's that original picture.
Yeah, that's the Texan wall. Yeah.
Yep. Here's that original picture. They try to tell us they didn't find a wall in Rockwall.
Oh, look at it. That's why they were like, "What this shit is this doing down here?"
The pictures they showed us were bullshit. This is the original picture of what they found.
Yeah, geological, my ass.
That's a cool pic. Hey, man, we just went through 333 or
no way.
343 pictures, man. We just went through all these.
I forgot about you. I forgot we were actually with a load of people. Yeah, there's like 1,700 people there in chat.
We just went through all those pictures, and it didn't even knock a dent in my collection. I got a bunch of them.
Wow, they are really awesome. We covered a lot there. I think they were really awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah,
the only thing we didn't cover is taking a bathroom break because this is almost 3 hours, and I got to go. I got to go, my brother.
You gotta go get food and all, man.
Yeah, man. Hey, I'm doing a show with the Paranormies at 7 o'clock. Well, here in about an hour and a half.
Oh, really? When's that going up?
But we're doing something pretty unique. But I'm gonna go ahead and cut this off, Martin. And I'm gonna talk to you later.
My regards to the Paranormies skull gang.
Yeah, man. The next show we do, It's going to be on your channel. You just let me know when you're ready.
I love them guys, man. We have to scream. They're brilliant. All right.
Let me know when you're ready, man. But until then,
thanks
guys.
for the invite. Thanks, everybody. All you errands, you are absolutely epic. Thanks for being so gracious and loving to me when I arrived. It was really, really lovely. Thanks, guys. Thanks, Jason's peeps. Thanks, Jason.
Yeah, man. I got a good family here, bro.
Yeah, man. They're lovely people, man. Really
until later, guys. I'm going to the bathroom. I love you guys. Martin, send me an email when you're ready to go live on your channel, man.
Fuck yeah, definitely. All right, thanks, Jason. All right, have a good day, man. See you later.